It's a Monday morning in Conwy, North Wales. An antique salvager, Drew Pritchard, is preparing to hit the road in search of more stock for his shop. This week, Drew's made plans to visit a number of new business ventures. Fledgling businesses with a fresh take on antiques could make for an interesting salvage opportunity. But as ever, Drew's aware of the potential stumbling blocks.
I'm always intrigued when people have new business ideas and look at different ways of making money from architectural salvage and antiques. I'm also like the fact that a lot of people who own country houses are now diversifying and finding new ways of making money. But I've got to deal with business people buying this week, and it's going to be very, very difficult for me to make a profit.
Drew's salvaging companion and designated driver is his best friend, T. They're heading to Northumberland and the village of Bellingham to visit Hesley Hall, the ancestral home of the Charlton family.
Who are we meeting at Hesley Hall today, then?
We're meeting William and Anna.
Anna and I and our 3 little children moved here about 1.5 years ago, but the Charltons, my ancestors, have been living here for the best part of about 670 years.
Set 12 miles from Hadrian's Wall, amid grounds landscaped by celebrated 18th century landscape architect Capability Brown, Hesley has been occupied by the Charltons since the 12th century reign of Richard the Lionheart.
They possibly want to do some development to the outbuildings and the house. So they've said, would you be interested in just coming and having a look at some of the furniture and the overspill?
Oh, nice.
It is a great privilege living here, especially to have our children growing up here, to wake up every morning and have fantastic views. But it does come with a lot of responsibility and hard work.
It's lovely, but could we go somewhere warm occasionally?
Oh, man. If I could go and buy antiques in Barbados or somewhere, we would, but unfortunately we can't.
Just buy rum in Barbados, I think I'd do.
Oh, look at that. Park the van right in the front here. Yeah. Let's make the place look untidy.
There you go.
Got your thermals on?
Oh, yeah.
Hello.
William. Drew.
Hello,
Nice. How do you do?
Anna, pleasure.
Hi.
How you doing? The house is stunning. This setting, wow.
It is lovely.
Wow.
Yeah,
and then
we're
you
very
come
lucky.
then you come into this. Wow. Well, tell me, how did this come about?
What is this all about? Well, the stained glass windows you're looking at there, they are the family crests of all the women that my ancestors would have married, neighbouring estates.
I haven't managed to get on it yet.
No. It's just stunning. And it looks like, I mean, I can't keep out of this room as well.
Come and have a look.
Yeah. Wow. I know, do people just walk in here and do that?
Yeah, there's a lot of stargazing.
That's beautiful. That's incredible that survived.
Well, this room was once used for storage, I think, in the war, and there were lots of candles here, so the whole of that was just candle black. And my grandparents set about cleaning it all off, and I think it survived remarkably well.
That's amazing. And then you just look down, you know, you've got the proper avenue there and the tree-lined driveway.
It's Capability Brown.
Wow, this house just gets better.
Especially when it's snowing.
Yeah, the snow adds to it, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Well, I know that we're here to sort of see the house, but I know we're here for another reason, really, aren't we? So I'm fairly sure there's nothing in the house for sale.
Yeah, not right now.
Not right now. You never know, but OK. All right, OK.
As I say, it is very much a family house, but a house like this has to earn a living. So we're thinking maybe in the future events or weddings, and we've got some outbuildings which are just filled with bits of detritus, and we're thinking maybe we'll clear those out and turn them into holiday lets so other people can come here and enjoy this lovely landscape.
Yeah, we want to share it.
Yeah.
William and Anna lead the way to the outbuildings, which Drew hopes will yield some bespoke country house salvage for his showroom.
Right, come on in here,
More
Drew.
storage.
Storage.
Just stuff.
Just stuff, yeah.
Great. Now I can spot that repair. It's had some work.
Sure.
That's got a half-decent sort of look to it, hasn't it? It's been overpainted, but it could scrape back, I suppose. Just an unusual drawer configuration on it, isn't it?
I haven't really noticed it before now.
This Victorian chest of drawers is made of pine and is missing its original handles. Unrestored, it could sell for around £250.
Not hugely valuable in this state, unfortunately. 100 quid, max, to be honest with you, on that one.
Oh, I don't know.
I'm not using it.
No, neither am I.
Yeah. What do you reckon? That's all it would be worth to me, I'm afraid. But no,
Yeah,
it's
you'll
not a
have to do
great
some
deal of
work
money.
on it, won't you?
Yeah, it needs quite a lot of work. I need to sort of try and make 50 quid out of it.
Yeah,
I think
absolutely.
It's probably where I'm at with it, to be honest with you.
If I just took the
wanted
first price you offered, I'd be looking like a mug, so I could go 120.
You could.
Yeah? What would happen
Not
then?
going to happen.
So we meet in the middle at 110?
Yeah. Deal. Thank you.
OK.
Hooray,
There
we've
you
found
go,
something.
That one really isn't about the money. What it's really about is putting another piece back into the trade, putting something into the business and recycling that piece again. That's what's really the effort and the point of it.
It's a reasonable start, but the team press on through the outbuildings in the hope of finding something even better.
Come and have a look in the old kitchen, which is through here. Stuffed dead animals.
A lot of them.
Lots of them.
Taxidermy, the art of preparing, stuffing and mounting the skins of animals, was hugely fashionable in the Victorian era, when mounted animals became a popular part of interior design.
Oh, and the scary... Oh, the cat, wild
Very
cat thing.
scary.
God, that's freaky, isn't it? I'm looking for a paper label on the back, hopefully.
Bird stuffer.
John Malton, bird stuffer. It's worth buying anything that has bird stuffer on it. I'll pay for that. Is that too horrid?
That is...
Sorry.
No, our kids go, oh, the scary cat.
Yeah,
God, it's terrifying, isn't it?
pretty scary.
That's pretty horrible.
It's different.
But it's so bad it's good, isn't it?
Would
No,
you
it's-
have that in your house?
No.
Exactly.
Do we buy something just because it makes us laugh?
It depends.
No. Yes. Thanks, but no. All right.
Deciding to pass on the scary cat, the salvagers are led to the old sawmill, where William is confident that there is something else that will take Drew's fancy.
Oh, great smell.
Yeah, isn't it? It's lovely.
Nice.
There's quite a quirky thing in that corner I would like you to have a look at.
Here. Ah, huge bellows. They come up a lot. I don't think anybody knows quite what to do with them, and they always
No,
end up in the
we
corner
don't.
of sheds.
Yeah.
Yeah. They've got a value. You know, they do have a value, but it's not the sort of thing I'd buy, but they are nice.
They're fun.
They're fun, until you have to put them in the back of the van or sell them. Yeah. And they just lose their appeal completely. Not for me, guys.
No, that's all right.
Keep looking.
We'll keep looking.
going.
Yeah. I mean, we've been here a while now, and it's an expensive process to come up here. So, you know, people's wages, and you've got diesel and all these different costs to think about. So to find one, you know, fairly mediocre little piece of furniture is not really enough for me. I've got to find something else, and it's not looking good, to be honest. OK, all right, thanks. Where next?
Having exhausted the outhouses, William and Anna take Drew back to the house in a final attempt to make the Northumberland trip worthwhile.
So, Drew, we've got a few mothballed rooms over here, and I think it's worth just having a quick poke in one or two of them.
OK.
One in here.
Ooh, yes.
Good scale electrics.
Those. That's lovely, but those.
Yeah, we quite like those as well.
These are fab.
They're good looking, aren't they?
Yes, they are. I think they're really rather nice. Just a great shape. Love the colour. They for sale?
To be honest with you, I showed you this room because I thought you might like those, because we really like them, but we haven't really got a use for them, so for the right price, they might be for sale, Drew.
OK.
This pair of 19th century ebonized wooden waterfall bookcases are so called because of their graduated construction. Restored, they could sell for around £3,000.
So if we said, how about 900? How does that grab you?
We're thinking 1,200, 1,300.
It's a really difficult one.
The salvage hunters are in Hesley Hall in Northumberland, England's most sparsely populated county. Drew's scouring of the outbuildings has yielded one moderate purchase.
Deal. Thank you.
OK.
But these waterfall bookcases could make today's salvage hunt really outstanding.
We're thinking 1,200, 1,300.
Just a great shape. I'll tell you what, look, no messing about. £1,200, I'll buy them.
£1,200, we'll sell them.
Deal. Thank you. Lovely. Thank you very much.
Pleasure.
There you go. That was worth coming for.
It was.
People think that, you know, because they have this house, they're loaded. They're not. Do you have any idea how much it costs to run a house like this? Huge amounts of money. So I'm more than happy to pay them the right price for it, and I think that's the right price. I really do feel that's the right price, and it does leave a margin in it for me because there's very little restoration on them. OK, I think we'll go and get the van round.
Lovely, yeah.
Very nice.
I'm glad you like them.
Oh, over the moon with those.
Excellent.
Fab.
Yeah. Right, yeah.
Oh, I think one of us needs to go on a diet too.
Certainly not me, I'm slim.
Thanks very much.
Thank you.
Cheers, bye-bye.
Bye now. Good journey.
I would say that is a very successful day. Those waterfall bookcases are really why I do this job.
Isn't the downside of a waterfall bookshelf the fact that you haven't got that many books on waterfalls?
It's niche.
Niche, yeah,
It's
very
very
specific,
niche.
yeah.
The following day, Drew and T braved the freezing conditions to continue their journey northwards in pursuit of a good salvaging lead.
Is that Scotland there?
Well be.
Or is that Scotland there? Because the sea was... Hang on,
the
no, where's
sea-
the sea?
yeah.
Scotland's there.
Yeah, yes. I'll go with that.
Lucky we got a sat nav.
Yeah.
The duo are still in Northumberland and heading to Ford, near the English-Scottish border, to see an antique store from which several dealers operate under one roof, all overseen by one entrepreneurial antiques enthusiast.
We're up here to see a guy called Keith Allen. He runs an antiques concept business out of a converted dairy in a little village called Ford.
Very nice.
We have a great love of reclamation, but sadly, reclamation has changed a lot over the last few years, and so when we came here, we thought we had to do something just a little bit different.
Keith and his wife Lynn were inspired to open the shop after visiting concept stores in Antwerp, Belgium, where retailers pride themselves on having a diverse range of quirky stock.
Maybe it's a stylised skip.
Who knows? You know, I want to be surprised and interested and see something new. Here we go, the old dairy, architectural antiques, vintage and interiors.
Nice.
Coffee shop and champagne bar.
I'll be there then while you're scurrying around like a skip rat.
Hello.
Keith.
It's Drew.
Drew, how you doing?
All right.
Well, we've dragged ourselves up here, which is beautiful, by the way. But we've come to see your concept architectural and antique store.
Well,
which interests me.
yeah.
In the snow.
In the snow, yeah.
Yes, welcome to Arctic Northumberland.
So really, I mean, I can see the coffee shop there. I'd usually want to dive straight in there. Cakes,
and
coffee.
vouch for that, yeah.
But I think first we'd like to go and have a look around the shop.
Yeah, absolutely.
Keith takes Drew and T to the main building, which houses stock from over a dozen dealers.
So, Drew, this is the barn, as we call
see.
it. It's a great space, and it allows us to
Oh, yeah, there's more than you think in here, isn't there?
cram in quite a bit in here.
Yeah, yeah.
But with Keith acting as their intermediary, the prices may be fixed and the scope for haggling limited.
Yeah.
I thought that might interest you, Drew.
Let me guess, are you talking about the huge sink?
Yes.
Yeah.
Teak. Solid teak, Victorian sink.
It's very... Does it come out of a school or something like that?
No,
Big country house?
No, it came from the Egyptian embassy in London. And during the 1950s, when we had the Suez crisis, the embassy was sealed off and locked up. It was only in the last few years that they went down into the basement and actually found it and actually got it out and it was salvaged. But it is an old one. I mean, it's a Victorian one.
It is. It is. So how come it's still here, then? Because you've had that a while, then.
I just like it so much.
Just like... Oh, it's not for sale?
It's for sale.
I don't like
it's
it
for
that
sale.
Just out of curiosity, how much is it?
Well, do you know, I paid 1,500 quid for it.
Oh, dear. Let's stop. Those big sinks there would be a difficult sell. I need things I can shift, you know, straight away. Absolutely nothing wrong with the item, a fabulous item for the right place, but very, very small pool of buyers for something like that. Oh, I like these. Do you like those too?
Yeah.
They're cool, aren't they?
Drew's always interested in chairs. He's a big fan.
Everybody needs to sit down. It's, you know, bums on seats. I like those. They're good shape, aren't they?
This pair of late 1950s armchairs were made in France and feature their original vinyl covering. They could sell for approximately £400.
He's asking £295. What sort of leeway do you have price-wise with your dealers?
I've got a bit of leeway.
Is it 10% or more?
Yeah, I can do a bit more than 10%.
I'd need to chop a lump off that, to be honest. I'd be at 195. I know that's a big discount.
Can't do it.
Can't do it. Even though they're cool,
Yeah.
love the colour, not sure there's... because the vinyl sets them at a value. You know, that's it, they have a value. They're not going to ever get over that, so... It's always worth asking. You can always say no. You don't have to say...
I haven't completely said no yet. I might split the difference with you. What about that?
No.
No?
No, I can't. I think that's all their money. I just need to think about it. Usually I make a snap decision within a second, a split second, and say yes or no. But with those, I just like them so much. My brain is saying, I really like them. My business brain is saying, don't touch them. Tricky. Can't decide, which is unusual. Usually I decide in a second. I can't decide on these.
They're too comfortable, you see.
They are comfortable. You're right. No, they are comfortable. I'm going to go round and think about them.
Yeah, all right.
How's that?
With his ability to make a deal curtailed by the fixed prices, Drew continues through the store in search of some cheaper options.
Yeah, you know, I don't know if you've sort of seen the sort of things like, there you go. There's something I like straight away. That's lovely. The mirror.
Yeah, a little dressing mirror.
Yeah. Vintage mahogany dressing mirror. A bit of sun bleaching and whatever else to it. Original pieces, original buttons on there. Nice thick veneer. They put vintage on this. It's actually very, very early.
These are nice.
19th century.
This mahogany dressing mirror is labelled as vintage, which implies that it could be up to 100 years old. However, Drew suspects that it may date as far back as the early 19th century, and with some restoration, could be worth around £150.
So, £35. £35. Sold.
OK.
I'm not even going to bother trying to make money off that.
I think you might have a find there, Drew.
Yes, I think so. Every now and again, you get a bargain. And I got one today. You know, your hands up. I did. Perfect. You can carry it.
Oh, lovely.
I think it's sort of, how can I put it, sort of antique karma. That I think if I'd have bid the guy really hard on something that was already cheap, he'd have probably knocked some money off. But that'll come back and bite you, I'm sure.
The fixed prices may have started to work in Drew's favour, but he has yet to come to a decision about the vinyl chairs, and Keith needs to speak directly with the owner of the items before bringing the price down any further.
I love their form. I like the size. I like everything about them. Condition is fantastic. It's just their vinyl. They have a certain value, and that value can't be exceeded. So really, no matter how much I like them, it's only a couple of £100. I do need to think about it in a business sense as well.
Drew Pritchard is salvaging in Northumberland, in the extreme north of England. At Keith Allen's antique concept store, he's agonising over some expensive vinyl chairs.
Can't decide.
But has Keith convinced the owner to part with them at a price that Drew is willing to pay?
So, these chairs, you've been to have a chat with the guy?
Yeah.
What did he say?
Well, do you know, he's reluctantly said yes.
Brilliant.
So
Sold, I'll take them. Thank you. Thanks for that.
He's happy to let them go.
Yeah, that's great. I'm going to get barracked when I get back to the shop. Why are you buying vinyl chairs? But hey.
He's got a knack, all right. You know, you can go into a room where there's hundreds of items, and to pick just the right thing out for you isn't easy, and he's definitely capable of doing that.
Would I make a special trip to come up here again? Yes, it's great.
Very nice. Can we have 4 boxes of scones?
The bonus is they've got a wonderful little coffee shop where you can get a cake on site, and that bit of the concept, I think, was great.
Oh, lovely scones.
They were good.
Can we go on more jobs with scones on?
Yeah, every single job from now on, that's it. If it's not in a calf, we're not going.
The Northern salvage hunt has been a real success, and with a van full of stock, the salvaging team return home to North Wales.
Welcome.
Hello.
After a quick unload,
195 quid for the pair, 10 minutes work and they're ready for sale.
Cool at my games room.
and some positive feedback from the team.
It's not your normal, but the design's fantastic.
Yeah.
Got somewhere to sit now in the tea room? No.
They're ready to kickstart the restorations. Restorer Gavin doesn't need to do much work on the small dressing mirror, as Drew is keen to retain its original character.
It's like a man mirror, isn't it? You'd have this on your dressing table next to your bed. You wake up in the morning and have a look at yourself. It's going to be a good day.
A polish and a coat of wax renders it showroom ready.
That's it. Take it to a lettering house, be photographed and get it on the website.
The vinyl chairs are in excellent condition, so photographer Eleri immediately gets to work.
The chairs from the old dairy, not my bag. I'm not a great vinyl fan, but it has its place. And Drew would always turn around and say, "Trust me," and I do.
It's a new day and a new salvage hunt for Drew. He's heading to Clyro in Powers to visit Baskerville Hall Hotel, a salvaging opportunity that's been organised by T.
So today we have Baskerville Hall in Clyro.
As in handle Baskerville?
That's the very fellow, yeah.
Oh, really?
They'll be meeting David, the owner of Baskerville Hall Hotel, and Phil, the caretaker, who's charged with maintaining the house and its significant grounds. Built in 1839 and set against the backdrop of the Brecon Beacons National Park, it's been said that the house was the inspiration behind Sir Arthur Conan Doyle's novel, The Hound of the Baskervilles, featuring Detective Sherlock Holmes.
It's inspired me as well to a new purchase like your lovely hat.
Ladies form an orderly queue.
It was built as a private home for the Baskerville family. They sold it and the local authority used it as a secondary school, and now it's used as a hotel, and we also have the nightclub.
Baskerville Hall's numerous business ventures, combined with its long history, could mean some forgotten treasures for Drew.
Is everything for sale in there or just bits?
And if you like it and it's the right price, he will sell you anything.
That's good.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
It is very nice. You always got to like a house that's got a long drive, haven't you? It says something about the place.
It's in the middle of a field.
Yes. Yeah, right over here, I think, would be good.
Lad.
All right, David.
How's it doing?
Hello.
Nice to
I'm
see you.
T, this is Drew.
How do you do?
Come to look round your lovely hotel.
Very good.
We're interested in everything, and I believe there's nothing off limits today.
That's right. That's right. No problem at all. I will introduce you to Phil, and he will show you around.
He's going to give us the tour.
He'll give you the tour.
So who do I do deals with?
With me.
So I talk to Phil.
Yeah.
Do a mental list.
Yes.
Come see you.
Yeah, that's fine.
Fine. Okay,
Brilliant.
deal. We can do that.
Okay.
Thank you.
Excellent.
Drew and T are introduced to caretaker and tour guide Phil, who leads them straight to the hotel's music room.
This is the music room. As you can see, it's got a beautifully decorated ceiling.
That is lovely, isn't it?
Absolutely
Wow,
gorgeous.
They spent some money on this place when it was new, wouldn't they?
And of course, you've got the fireplace.
Well, yeah. I was... as soon as you walk in, you can't miss it, can you? Because there's nothing else original left in the room at all.
And it's in really good condition as well.
It's in
isn't it?
beautiful condition because it's not been messed about with. The whole thing, I mean, the chimney piece, I do buy the odd chimney piece, and the insert's a pretty good one. This hearth, this cast hearth here, that's quite a rarity as well. You don't see many of these. But the mirror, I mean, they're saying nothing's off limits today. The mirror would be my sort of thing.
This 19th century overmantel mirror is over 7 feet tall and features its original mirror plate. Once restored, it could command around £2,000.
So can we put that on the list of potential maybes?
Well, I think
it's worth asking about.
It's worth asking about, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is definitely something I want. It's a cracking piece, and if they're ever going to sell it, I want to be the guy they sell it to. I can't believe they would, but you never know. Well, let's put this down there, because that I like.
Yep.
Even though, you know, see the distressing and everything, I like that. OK, next room, then, because there's nothing else in here for me.
With his shopping list underway, Drew is taken upstairs to see the furniture in one of the unusually decorated guest rooms.
Here we go. Drew, this is room 5.
Oh, wow.
My God.
That's fantastic.
And this is a much sought-after room.
That is... I love that.
Beautiful, isn't it?
That is just fantastic.
It's like it's directly out of the Ford Capri.
Oh, that is
Look at that.
thing
Fair
of beauty
dues.
and joy forever.
Do you want me to add this onto the list of things we're buying, Drew?
Yes.
Yes.
Well, you having the wardrobe as well?
Oh, it's a double whammy. I can't cope.
What more can you ask for? That is beautiful.
I love that.
And look, a nice dressing table to match.
Oh, dear Lord. Yeah, it's fantastic.
You could be looking at 10 or 12 quid.
No, that much?
But a push.
That's for everything, obviously.
Obviously, yeah.
Is that how much you're giving us?
Oh, God, I'd love to see my wife's face with that there. Do you know what? I probably would. Have a go at that. It's so odd. It's so much of its time. I can't believe I'm actually even contemplating buying that bed. But I think it's just... It's so bad. It's good.
OK,
Right,
so we move
where's
on a
next?
little... Show us some more delights.
Please.
Baskerville Hall Hotel has had several incarnations, and the life cycles of the house are reflected in the disparate hunting grounds.
Now, not a lot of people know about this.
Ooh. Can I go in there?
You can do, yes.
Nice one.
Go on, you Welsh. You should be good at mining and stuff.
Let's do wonders from a back tee.
Oh, joyous.
Well, actually, you'll probably be one of the first for a long, long time that's ever gone down there.
You found anything?
There's a lot of dirt.
OK, is it worth much?
And glitter. Whenever you're offered to go into something like that, nobody apparently has been down there for years. Who knows? You know, the absolute pleasure and joy of this job is that.
Any joy?
Nothing so far, just loads of old theatre lights, but not like old ones. Unfortunately, when we got down there, it was all late 70s stuff, early 80s stuff at the very, very latest, and all in really bad condition. Nothing really there for me at all. I'm coming out. Oh! There's nothing down there.
There was.
There's nothing now. Nah, nothing. Next place. I am.
After a disappointing rummage under the stage, Phil leads Drew to the basement, where much of the hall's unused furniture is stored.
There we go.
Blimey.
Give me a shout if you're going to fall, because I can run.
Watch that, is steep tea.
Yeah. This is where we keep all our electrical bits and pieces and spares and...
Mind if I just jump up here?
No problem at all.
Nah, cobwebs. No. This is the sort of place I usually find great stuff. Because if something's broken in an old house, to go, stick it in the cellar, it's just down there, chuck it in. Great, because if it's down there, it's going to have been there down there a long time. Who knows?
No, I can't trust you in a bike or two, can I?
Oh, you can always. That's quite a nice old bike, isn't it? But it's quite a decent bike in its day, this was. You know what I mean? It's got very good rims on it. These bikes, they're really collectible now, particularly even sometimes just the bits. So it's like, it's OK, it's a middle-of-the-road bike with some good bits on. But it'll supply parts for somebody, but I don't think it's worth a lot of money, to be honest with you. OK, next cavern.
Right,
Sheds,
I think
whatever.
we will go up to the lockups up the farm, I think.
Next up are the outbuildings, which house overspill from the hall's days as a school.
And this, is, I'm afraid, Drew, is one of our store areas which is not being kept very tidy.
Limey, OK.
Go on, fetch.
Brilliant.
In his element, Drew is keen to dive in to hunt for forgotten treasure.
If you get out of there, Drew, you win a goldfish.
Oh.
You good?
Yeah. There's an awful lot of these. Tea.
Yeah.
Strip a bit off one of these.
Yeah.
Because there's, like, 20.
Ah, they're different colours.
Ah, they've made them up out of bits.
Yeah.
It's a shame because there's probably about 60
And they're all covered?
They're all covered. Is there any more of these in the house?
A load in the piggery, I'm afraid they're still covered, I think, so you might want a bit of work on them.
All right, can we go to that piggery place now?
We'll go to the piggery place.
The salvaging team head to the piggery in the hope that the second stash of chairs might be in better condition than the first.
Loads more of these. Loads more. There's about 400. I'm assuming everyone that's got a cover is damaged. That's such a shame. This is a seriously good find in terrible, terrible condition.
Restored and reupholstered, these 1960s school chairs could sell for approximately £40 apiece.
Is it worth the risk?
It depends. Sometimes you have to walk away. As we walk back down, I'll give it some thought, but I think really I'm a bit sketchy on it. There's hundreds of chairs there, and every other one, at least, has got something wrong with it. So half are lost straight away, 50% are scrap. It just comes down to what David's going to say now. I've got to really decide whether or not the time put into this lot is really going to pay dividends.
With Drew's decision hinging on owner David's reaction to the chairs, he heads back to the main house in the hope of striking a deal.
Hello.
Hello.
Didn't find much, to be honest with you. We did find a very, very large quantity of these.
Yes.
What would you do for all of them as they are? The problem we've got is a lot of them have had the back covered and the seat covered.
Recovered.
No, over the top.
Yes, yes.
Because they're ripped on the sides.
Yes, yes.
So I need to know how many of them were good before they were covered.
They would all have been damaged before they were recovered.
Every one?
Every one. Because that's why we would have covered them.
OK. That answers my question. That's a no, then. That's a shame, because there's hundreds of them up there, isn't there?
Yes, yes.
They're all damaged, which is a real shame, because that would be a fantastic money earner for me and the business. That's the way it is. Off we go. So the only thing really we're ending up with is maybe the mirror.
Right.
Is that for sale?
Yes.
It is.
The 19th century overmantel mirror is one of the few original pieces that Drew has managed to find at Baskerville. Restored, it could be worth around £2,000.
What would you want for that?
Oh, well, you make me an offer.
$500.
I think I would accept your offer, actually.
Great, thank you. Sold. We'll have that.
Very good.
We'll come back down for it. Very surprised. Very surprised. Come to the place at the hand of the Baskervilles. Not many people can say that. I bought the mirror at the hand of the Baskervilles' living room. Cool.
The surprising sale has rendered the trip to mid-Wales hugely successful.
Well, thanks for the talk.
Thank you very much, Drew.
Cheers.
Thank you, T.
And after making plans for the mirror to be collected by a larger van, Drew and T bid farewell to Baskerville Hall Hotel.
Blimey, Charlie.
Old man noises getting in the van again.
Oh, you know when you're getting old, when you only get up out of something, ooh.
You have a cup of tea?
Oh. Get them heaters on. What do you think of that then? We've been to the home of the hand of the Baskervilles.
We have. And do you want to go on the hat?
No, mate. The hat's really is you.
I don't. Is it? That's the way. Isn't it? It's not that way.
That's it.
Yeah. That's the look.
That's good.
Yeah.
Back in Conwy, Alex, the French polisher, has been working on the Hesley-side bookcases. Mixing powder paint and Indian ink creates a matching ebonized colour to repair damages in the paintwork.
We don't want to take away any of the fading, any of the original patination that got on there. We just need to get that blended in.
A final wax polish, and it's ready for Drew's inspection.
These have come out well, Alex.
Yeah, really well. But we haven't gone overboard, you know, we've kept that sort of original look. Just tidied in all those little sort of dints and nicks and give them a good polish. But yeah, they come out lovely.
Hopefully, they'll sell quickly. In fact, I don't need to hope they're going to sell quickly. I don't really want to sell them. I think they're great.
They look perfect.
And it's back on the road again, as Drew and T are hot on the trail of a new salvaging opportunity. They're heading to Ripley, near Derby, to see if they can make some deals at a local builder's yard.
We're in Derbyshire.
We're in Derbyshire today. We're going to see a guy called Billy at Ripley Reclaim.
Right.
It's your old school salvage yard.
So we could find some gems.
But we'll see. I'm hoping to be pleasantly surprised.
I've seen a lot of stuff that Drew's interested in, and I think we're a bit like-minded. I mean, I like collecting a lot of things for myself, and sometimes I can't bring myself to sell some of the things that I've got, that they'll get a fair crack of the whip, like, you know, if there's anything for sale.
What's Ripley famous for? Why do I know the name?
Ripley's the name of Sigourney Weaver in Alien.
Oh, yeah, that's where I've heard it before.
Yeah.
Do you not feed them after dark? Or is
No.
Is that Gremlins?
Yeah. And me.
Billy.
Okay,
nice to meet you. How you doing?
How are you? All right.
Good, thank you.
Hiya, mate. How are you?
I love your yard. Can we start having a look around?
Yeah, how so?
Yeah. It's a really good setup, this, Billy. It's nice.
I like the way it's laid out.
It's tidy, which is unusual.
Drew and T head into the yard, which Drew hopes will reveal some useful architectural salvage, and his eyes quickly alight on a potential treasure.
So what I do like that.
Oh, these?
Yeah, they're interesting, aren't they? Where'd you get them from? I know they came from a ladies and a gents, but...
All right. Leeds a lot. But it actually says, what's the name of that football ground?
Ellen Road. You're more It is Ellen Road, isn't it?
football ground, yeah.
That'd be nice if it is, that, wouldn't it?
It'd help a bit, wouldn't it?
These 1920s bricks were reclaimed from a public toilet and could potentially be used as decorative items for the home. With minimal restoration, they could fetch around £180 for the set.
How much are these?
I don't know. 30 quid each? 30, 60, 90. It'd be... I don't think they'd hear it that, but I mean, if it did turn out to do that and you did your homework, you've just dropped onto probably the bargain of the week, would you?
Do they come as 3?
Well, yeah.
It's got to come as 3. So you want 90 quid. I was more thinking, can we do... I'm not going to beat you up too much. Can we do sort of £75?
I don't think that's too far away. Yeah, that'd
it's
be
all
fine.
right.
Yeah, okay.
Thank you very much. Yeah, I'm really happy with them, Billy.
Yeah.
Aren't they great?
Yeah. Like
They're just different, aren't they?
Yeah,
They're different.
Yeah.
That's a good start. It's what I'd sort of expect but didn't expect to find in a yard like this. And they're wonderful, aren't they? Ladies and gents, cool colour, little arrow on them. Great first find. There you go. See, they're not even heavy, are they?
No.
No. He complains, you know, about putting stuff on the van.
Oh, no. He makes me work for a living and everything.
I would like to carry 10 on them.
Right, then. Should we carry on having a look round?
Yeah, fine.
The first deal is made and the ice broken, but Drew thinks he may have overlooked a possible find at the entrance to the yard and is keen to retrace his steps.
I'll tell you what I did spot when we came in, Billy, was these doors.
OK.
Not that one.
No, not that one.
That one.
OK.
This one I think I prefer.
They're lovely, aren't they?
Yeah.
These 19th century pine doors are hand-painted and a unique find. Restored, they could be worth around £1,000 for the pair.
How much are these?
Be about £100 per panel. And the cost of the door, which would be 70.
So 940 quid. It's just too much. Too much for me to see a profit on them, to be honest with you. They're lovely. The quality is good, but not great.
No, OK.
I'll fire a price out at you, but it's nowhere near what you're asking. I don't see the adding the value of the door on top at all, to be honest. I see them at 400 quid for the pair, all in. I can't be shifted on it because I know what I can get for them. That price is not going to go. It's just not going to happen.
Yeah, I can see where you're coming from, and...
Come on, you're a dealer. You're going to sell them or not?
6.
No.
£600.
No, I'm at 4. It's a yes or no. Black and white's 400 quid.
At Ripley Reclaim in Derbyshire, Drew's discovered some rare painted doors, but fellow salvager Billy is driving a hard bargain.
£400.
Today. Sold. Lovely. Thank you very much.
It was a rough guess at what I was going to say. But...
I think that's fair. Most of the time when I see something, I get a value instantly and say, in my head, that's it. And I tend to stick to it. Sometimes can be swayed a little bit, but with these, there was just no way. There was one price and one price only. I think you're making more money than me.
You think so?
I know so.
Well, that's how it's supposed to work.
Yeah.
I know. A little glint in his eye there, isn't it?
It's another good deal for Drew, and Billy's yard holds further surprises.
This is brilliant, Billy.
You like this, don't you?
This is fantastic. Look at this, T.
Yeah.
That's how to display door furniture. That's really good.
Until someone comes and buys it.
Yeah, well, somebody buys that one.
Yeah, I know. Not too...
Love door furniture. It's so interesting.
I mean,
Tell you what, is that one for sale?
Yeah.
What would you want for that? I'll just put my finger over that.
Oh, I've seen that one. I've seen that one. Yeah, you just...
Have you got the other side?
I think I have, yeah.
You're joking?
I think so.
This 1930s Rolls-Royce door handle is likely to have been reclaimed from the headquarters in nearby Derby and would have been custom-made for an office door. A bespoke item like this is highly collectible. A two-piece set could be worth approximately £200.
How much do you want for it? Especially if you can get the other one.
What, the other?
That's
well,
good. That's
shall we
good.
have a look first, or do you want me to give you a price on one?
Give us a price, go on.
30 quid.
30 quid, sold.
Yeah?
There you go. Yes, we'll have that. What a find. You've got a piece of British history in your hand. That is a wonderful thing to find. I'm genuinely excited by a door handle.
Just behind you there, Drew. Just halfway down.
That's it.
You found it. Well
Brilliant.
spotted.
Well done, T. Very observant.
I did say there were two, didn't I?
So that was 30 quid the pair, was it?
No.
No.
No. Well, we hadn't spotted that one, had we?
Well, this one here now. So how much is this one?
That's got to be 200 quid. No, no, so I'll do it as the same, 30 quid each.
30 quid, yeah, we'll have them. Okay. It's a great, they're going to go to a good home. We literally have got the Rolls-Royce of door handles. Superb find so far, very, very good. I'm so excited about it. Well, you don't expect to find bits of Rolls-Royce lying around here, do you?
No.
Super.
Okay.
With another satisfactory purchase made, Drew follows Billy to the rooms above the salvage yard, which house his personal collection of antiquities.
This is brilliant, Billy.
Do you like it?
Yes. Yeah, I like it a lot.
A little bit of music?
Yes, please.
There you go.
That fits, doesn't it? It's nice.
I think, yeah, that suits you as well, Drew.
This place has got everything from lighting to bits of Gothic furniture, architecture, bits of churches. This is more, I think, the real sort of Billy. I think that makes his money, and this is where he has his fun. And also, this is more interesting to me as well. A little bit of a hidden gem. Yeah, it's nice. I like it. I buy a lot of these lights. I see you've got a few matching ones here.
Yeah.
Are they wired up? Are these lights for sale, or are you just using them, or are they for sale?
I'd sell them.
Yeah?
Industrial opaline lights almost always entice Drew to make a bid, as they are big sellers in his showroom. But first, he needs to establish exactly how many lights he's dealing with.
So you've got 1, 2, 3.
3.
That one's
4.
slightly different.
Is that not the same?
No. Yeah, those, and then you've got 1,
2, 3,
2, 3
4,
of the
5. Yeah,
you've got 3 of the small ones as well.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You've got 5 big ones.
1,
5.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Opaline lights are popular features in restaurants and shops, and complete lights like these can be hard to find. With minimal restoration, they could sell for around £180 a piece.
So, how much are they each then? What are they going to cost me each for the big ones first, say?
Well, the big ones or the little ones, I would
Same
do them
price.
all at, yeah, same price, about £65 each, I thought.
They're a little bit too expensive for me.
I think so.
A little, not just for me. I can go to, if I bought them all,
Okay.
I'll buy them all, how does 45 quid each grab you?
50.
Okay. I'll take all those. Yeah, all in all, a good day. We managed to pick up a good haul of items, so well worth the time, well worth the diesel.
Yep. Hi. Well, I'm not bad with characters, and I think he's a pretty straightforward guy, and I know that he knows what he wants.
Rolls-Royce fan?
We've not done bad, actually. I hope that, you know, we sort of have more dealings in the future. He's a lovely guy.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Good stuff. Enjoyed today.
Yeah.
Good fun. I think that's probably as close as you and I are going to get to a Rolls-Royce.
A handle.
We did manage to buy a pair of bricks from a loo today.
Yes.
I think they've got a little bit of charm to them. If you had them in your house, just as a pair of doorstops.
In the toilet?
In the toilet.
Why you'd want the doorstop in the toilet, I'm not sure.
No.
That would be weird.
With a successful salvage hunt wrapped up, Drew and T head back to North Wales, where Drew's wife Rebecca and the restoration team are eager to see their purchases.
Come have a look at these. You like these? What do you think?
I love them, absolutely love them. Fab. I mean, painting's gorgeous, actually. As soon as we clean them, hopefully they'll just come straight in and sell immediately.
Like a view out of a door, isn't it?
Instead of windows.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
You can use them as bookends. You can use them as doorstops.
They're brilliant.
Drew's keen to get some of the smaller items onto the shop floor as soon as possible. Electrical engineer Ollie sets to work cleaning and polishing the opalines.
These are in a bit of a state. You know, you've got to be very careful when you're polishing them. If you take it too far, you know, there's no character to them whatsoever. But these ones won't be too difficult.
While Aleri photographs the bricks for the website.
I think my favourite, actually, is the ladies and gents brick. Very simple, colour grade, and Drew's idea of bookend, fantastic.
Antique salvager Drew Pritchard is always on the lookout for unique items for his showroom in Conwy, North Wales. Today, he's embarking on a salvaging trip to Norfolk to follow up some new leads. They're not obvious locations, but Drew hopes that they might result in some rare stock.
This week, I'm going to be visiting some really quirky, different places, very intriguing. But as they say, never judge a book by its cover. These are the sort of places that dealers don't usually get into, so I could get my best stuff here.
Drew's salvaging companion T is joining him for the Norfolk trip.
Yeah, there's that new shopping centre, isn't there, they've got?
We're not going shopping.
Their first stop is Martham, a small village within the Norfolk Broads, an area of over 300 square kilometres, comprised of a series of rivers and lakes.
We're in Norfolk today to visit a guy called Gordon, and he's in Martham Boats.
The company runs a hire fleet, motor cruisers, yachts, day launchers, day sailors. We fit the engines, we do fiberglass, we do woodwork, you name it. With a boat, we do it.
Founded in 1946, Martham Boatyard has had both time and space to accumulate huge amounts of surplus boat furnishings.
Yeah, you know you love going on boats.
Not keen on boats, but I can appreciate, from a bar next to a dock, a boat.
So you're going to go on a boat today, then?
No. There's no need whatsoever for me to go on a boat today. Blimey, look at this, T. Look at that. Gordon.
Hello.
Hey, watch your step there, mate. How you doing? Nice to see you.
Nice to see you.
Hi, Gordon.
Meet you.
How you doing?
See? Great, thank you. Yeah.
This is amazing, this building.
Yes, yes.
Was it an aircraft hangar?
It was brought here just after the war.
Okay.
Put up, just before my time.
So you must have been apprenticed here, then?
Yes, I was. I'd done 5 years. And then I went and served 2 years for Her Majesty.
Okay.
In the Air Force.
Oh, I thought you were going to say prison. I thought you were going to say prison then for a minute.
Yeah.
Well, we're here to have a look round.
Yeah.
I believe there's some specific areas you want me to look at, some storerooms.
Should we start that side?
Yeah, OK.
And then we can come in here and...
Sure. OK,
right.
well, lead on. Let us know where we're going.
As a fully operational boatyard, Martham Boats is not traditional hunting ground. But given that it's not been previously open to salvagers, Drew hopes to find some authentic, untouched boat paraphernalia.
So what's this, just storage?
That's, yeah, mainly storage.
What's in there?
You got no gramophone if you're interested?
No, you always find those.
No,
always coming up. Gramophones and scales everywhere you go.
Yeah.
The furniture. You've got all sorts in here. Oh, that's interesting. Look at that big paraffin lamp. It's a pressurised paraffin lamp. Yeah. So you just build the pressure up in there and then let it go. Yeah, there you go. Look. Oh, I like that. Oh, yeah, look at that. Specially made for... Let's have a look. Specially made for W.R. Ruddock. W.J. Ruddock, Stratford, London, East 15. So where did you get this, then? Did it come off a boat?
No, it didn't come off a boat. It came from a house which we bought.
That I like. Is this for sale, Gordon?
Yes, if the price is right.
If the price is right.
Yeah.
This enamel gas lamp was custom made for a private home and is approximately 100 years old. Once restored and converted to electric, it could sell for as much as £400.
60 quid.
A little bit more.
£75.
85.
80. Thank you. Bingo. A fantastic light. And the best thing about it is, inside the white rim inside, it's got who it was made for and a date. I don't quite understand why they've done that, but it's certainly quirky, and it makes this a one-off find and something I'm unlikely to find again. Don't you like that, T?
I do, and you can tell you like it because you're waxing lyrical.
Oh, I really like it.
With a successful deal under his belt, Drew follows Gordon to another of the boatyard's numerous storage facilities.
Oh, I see, OK.
You can have a look and see if there's anything. I don't know.
What a brilliant shed.
Is there any market in these old wooden pulleys?
Yeah, there is, actually. You're dead right, there is.
I won't sell many.
There's a box.
You what?
I wouldn't sell.
You won't sell these? Ah.
I thought I found something and you won't sell it.
That's an old fox tell me that, isn't it, really? I'm not going to sell you because you know I want those. Look at the phosphor bronze runners in there as well. Yeah. There's a whole box full. You don't want these old things, do you? You replace them with nice plastic ones now. Every now and again, you say to somebody, oh, I like the look of that, and you can see their face straight away. He's like, no, he just does this thing. He's got to tell. So every time he sees something that he doesn't want to sell, he goes, like that. He sort of smiles and looks away. Not for sale?
Nope.
Not at all?
Nope.
Let's keep looking. There's bound to be something else in here.
Helm wheel?
Ship's wheel.
No.
No?
No, definitely not.
So what would it cost me to take one of these home with me today, in this condition?
Probably 200, I suppose.
Really? That much? It cost me £200 to buy this today. But they're not for sale?
No. Not at the moment, Drew.
Can we have a look up there? What is up there?
Yes, of course you can. Varied. Have a look.
Anything any good?
See if there's anything you want.
Can you come and foot the ladder, T?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You missed the big dead rat. That's quite a big rat, isn't it?
It's a big rat.
It smells as well.
All right, T?
Yeah.
Oh. Yeah, just stick your foot on there for us, lad. Your considerable size should help you. Yeah, you got it?
My svelte physique.
I don't.
There's a whole boat up here.
If we were to take this ladder away, Gordon, we'd have peace and quiet for the rest of the day, then.
I don't think there's a lot up there.
It's just moulds and old desks and stuff. Nothing sort of juicy. No, there's nothing up there.
What your mum always used to say about you.
Hey?
Nothing up there.
To be honest, it's good actually up here because I can see everything else that's in the building in one place.
The next stop is the sail room, built into the roof of the aircraft hangar, where sails were traditionally made and stored in order to avoid dust from the busy boatyard.
Just marvelling at all the timber you've got. You've got some fantastic pieces of timber.
Oh, yeah.
Just lying around.
We have to.
Yeah. Ah, oh, hello.
Yeah.
These big pile of lights here.
Yeah.
Did these come out of here?
As far as I know.
Ah. Got one out. Are they for sale, Gordon?
Yeah.
They are?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, they're not in bad nick either, are they?
No. In good nick, they are.
Yeah, they're missing the gallery off the top completely. Do you have the top piece for them? There's like a... Still think we could probably do something with those.
Enamel lights like these are a popular feature in restaurants and shops. Replacing the missing parts is expensive, but with significant restoration, they could sell for approximately £150 each.
How many have you got?
12, 13, 14, 15.
15. What do you want for them? I know what I want to pay for them, but you can tell me what you want for them.
60 quid a piece.
Gordon! I think I need to lower your expectations slightly. How about 10? And that's me done.
20.
No, really, it's me done because they're missing their gallery.
15.
No. This is really easy, isn't it?
15.
No. 10.
Go on then.
Lovely, thank you. Right, we'll have those.
Okay.
So where else next, then?
2 solid purchases have been made, but with the yard yet to reveal any authentic boat salvage, it's time for Drew to start rummaging in the darker recesses.
Oh, yes, look at that. No. Look at this, T. Oh, yeah.
Have a look. See what there is.
Drew's at home now.
It's a big pile of old, what would you call it?
Stock.
Oh, yeah. Brilliant. I think we'll try in here first. Being able to look round that building is just the most fun for me. There's stuff everywhere. You can barely move, but there's always that off chance that there's one bit right at the back. So you've got to look everywhere. Seen these two?
Yeah, there's 2 of them.
Yeah, but the condition's not great. What did these come off, Gordon?
They come off a motor launch.
These deck chairs probably date back to the 1940s. Restored, they could be worth approximately £150 each.
What would you want for those?
Give me a price.
Drew and T are in the popular holiday destination of the Norfolk Broads. They're hunting in Martham Boatyard, where Drew's dislike of sailing hasn't affected his love of buying.
Thank you.
But with no real boat salvage found so far, Drew needs to convince owner Gordon to part with these deck chairs at the right price.
Give me a price.
£40?
Go 15, you can have 'em.
Take a chance on them, couldn't we?
Yeah, it's not.
Yeah, go on, Gordon, we'll have a deal at that.
All right.
Yeah, let's have them.
Okay.
These are not the best quality things in the world. But one thing they do, which a lot of this sort of boat stuff or stuff from trams and trains doesn't usually do, is it sits straight on the floor, sits flat, it's level. So it can translate easily into another use.
It's been a successful salvaging day. But before Drew leaves, Gordon decides he can't let him go without taking him out on one of his boats. But Drew is apprehensive.
Yeah,
Is there many sharks? You scared of sharks?
Go on you get.
It looks a bit rough.
Go on you get.
Don't insult the man's boat.
Right then.
Ooh.
You happy?
Not really.
It's
It's a bit sicky already, isn't it?
No, you're all right.
No?
No, I have a funny feeling you've done that before, going...
Once or twice.
These are all yours. Oh, you're joking.
Just watch your front.
Right.
And let your front go.
Yeah.
Just go the opposite way. All right?
All right.
Where you going, Drew?
Oh, hang on. Oh, a bit of a...
You have to watch him.
I had to swerve around that bit. I should imagine, though, right, when the sun's shining, it's not terrible, is it?
Oh, no.
Not terrible. That's as good as you're going to get with it. It's not terrible.
It's a road bridge, yeah, look.
Do you want to take this one?
Yeah, I'll take that one.
You take it. Just, I'd hate to crash one of your boats. That'd be really unpopular then, wouldn't I?
And watch out on this bridge.
Oh, blimey.
Heads down.
Heads down.
You can see the marks on there where people have hit.
That's quite good fun.
Yeah. Again.
We'll do it on the way back. Gordon, that was an experience.
Yeah.
Thanks very much.
All right.
I'd love to say that has changed my outlook on boats, but it hasn't. You can keep it. It's not for me. We met Gordon, top fellow, we really enjoyed that. And you're making contacts, that's all it is. We're making some contacts as well.
So, you enjoy yourself today, then?
I did enjoy myself today. It was good, actually.
Yeah?
That was a good one.
I was thinking, you know, with the way your eyes lit up when you saw that room in the sail room. I think you're that far away from never throwing away newspapers.
I think I could turn into a bit of a man who lives in newspapers.
Yeah. Shut in.
No, it'll be fine. I can't hardly keep anything. Well, seriously, I'm never going to turn into a hoarder.
You've got a box of your own toenails somewhere, haven't you?
The following day, the Norfolk salvage hunt continues.
This is proper old English.
It is, yeah.
Isn't it?
I bet you could get an all-day breakfast all day here.
All day. Today, T, we are by the seaside.
It's a short trip down the road to the town of Great Yarmouth, where Drew has organised another quirky visit.
We are going to go and see a guy called Peter J, formerly of Peter J and the Jaywalkers.
Right.
He was extremely famous in the 1960s. Yes. This guy we're going to see toured with the Beatles and the Rolling Stones.
Yeah, that's like royalty, really, isn't it?
Yeah. He sort of made a few quid, I'm sure. And what he did, he bought a theatre cum circus down on the front here in Great Yarmouth in the mid-60s with his father.
This is the last purpose-built circus building surviving in the country. When we first came here 30 years ago, there was nothing here at all. There was no old stuff, and we're gradually collecting it and putting it back where it belongs in the building.
You like a bit of circus stuff anyway, don't you? So...
I really, really love circus and fairground sort of memorabilia, signage. Who knows? Worth a look. Look at that. Wow. Peter. Drew, how are you doing? Good to meet you. Thank you.
All right, Peter.
I think the only thing is wow.
Yeah.
It's incredible. Wow, that is incredible.
Built in 1903, the Hippodrome Circus, Great Yarmouth, is one of only 4 circus buildings in the world to incorporate a water feature beneath its circular stage. The theatre regularly shows off its unique pool with spectacular performances by synchronised swimmers.
We've had 6 elephants in, lions, tigers, crocodiles, you name it. We think Charlie Chaplin was here when he was a kid, Houdini's been here. Wow. So they've all actually walked in this space. It's quite amazing.
I'm blown away, completely. Incredible. But I believe you have a museum here.
We have. Just a few things that I'm a bit of a hoarder.
Well, I'd be keen to see that.
I call it collecting, but it's, my wife calls it hoarding. But I'll show you. I think
Can
you'd be
we have a
interested.
look?
Yeah.
Great. Lead on. Let's have a look.
Peter leads Drew and Tees straight down into the basement, where, in an area formerly used as a holding pen for the circus animals, he has assembled a museum, which showcases the life of the hippodrome.
Oh, wow. Look at that. 1 or 2 bits.
Just old bits and pieces.
I love this. I love the big fish.
Where
did they come from?
They were here originally prior to when we first came here, so they're probably 1950s.
Oh, yeah, these are great. Look at the fins on them, T. This is great. It's really good.
That's us at the Beatles show. There.
Wow. So did you meet all of the Beatles?
Yeah, we were with them every night. We'd play cards with them. They couldn't go anywhere, so they'd come into the building early. We often used to have sort of jam sessions with them, just with sort of the staff watching. Do 2 shows. They were straight out after the end of Twist and Shout. They were gone. And then we'd probably be 2 hours before we could get out because of all the crowds outside.
You have to say you've had an amazing life.
Yeah, it was great.
It's not been boring, has it?
No, it's been great fun.
I like these as well. What is that?
They are the famous temple blocks from the old sort of traps drum kits.
Right.
And
I love all this stuff.
this washboard was actually played by the chimp band. We had a chimp band in here before our time, and that was the thing they used to play.
Were they better looking than him as well?
I think, yeah, that's not very fair, is it?
Marginally. No, it's not very fair, that.
All right, something I want to show you. That is a giant-sized elephant car.
Wow.
And the driver is to sit in the top and drive it. And it's got his paws out in the front and at the back.
Amazing.
But if you ever hear somebody who wants a full-size, giant fiberglass elephant, I'm the man. So that's why I wanted to show it to you.
Have a little bit of a better look at it.
They're cheap to run, though, because they run on peanuts.
He's here all week.
I can give you a job in the summer. Can you...
Oh, I see. Yeah, look, it's got a proper...
The steering wheel and everything.
Yeah, it's not got a steering wheel on it anymore, but everything else is there.
Let's have a look.
Wiper motor.
Oh, yeah?
It's unbelievable. It's a strange one, it really is. I've definitely not been offered one of those before, but I've also never been asked for one. Cool. All right, not for me, Peter.
OK.
Nice try, though.
Slightly even too mad for me, I'm afraid. Right then.
I went to see a show recently, and the guy came up with a carrier bag at the end, and he gave me 4 clown shoes, which we're going to display properly, but I mean...
they're lovely, aren't they?
They're beautiful.
For circus enthusiast Drew, the museum is a treasure trove of oddities.
They would sell well.
But any hope of buying from Peter's significant collection is starting to look unlikely.
So is everything in here off limits, or is anything for sale?
Well, it's sort of nearly all this stuff in here is with the place, so it's... So I'll show you in...
There's more.
Oh, yeah, there's...
Whoa. Oh, I like this. These lights, the white lights, where did they come from?
Well, they are actually out of an old chicken shed, and I've sort of had earmarked them to go up in our... Got a fantastic loo upstairs, which I'll show you later on.
Oh, OK. Wherever I go, I seem to find these industrial lights, but these ones are a bit different. They're the right colour. They're the best colour for me, the one I prefer. At the moment, I'm building up a selection of white lights for a show, so it's great if I could buy them. What about those? Are those for sale?
Well, I could maybe have my arm twisted with them.
What would you want for those 4?
4. I know they sell now for £150 each.
More?
Yeah, more, maybe.
More. Done, though?
That's the key.
Done.
We re-engineer all the internals of them and put all new fittings and everything in them.
They've got a nice patina with them because they're slightly worn. They're not just too pristine.
You say you're selling them to me now.
Well, I like the same things you do. This is the trouble, you know. That
they're cool. So what sort of money then? I know what I usually pay for them.
Well, to sell them, I'd want to get about £75 each for them.
That's going to be too much.
Yeah,
it's too much for me. I'm at 30 quid each. Yeah, there's a big...
for that, I'd rather keep them.
Go on then, next one.
Carry on.
Pete's got them, he's saved them, he's got some somewhere else in the building. They're going to get used, that's fine, that's good enough for me.
Oh, look at these old letters. Right, is anything in here for sale?
Well, there might be a few bits and pieces, things that I've got quite a lot of.
I'll tell you what, I've seen something that I really do like, a lot. That. Clown face.
They were from the front of the building.
They're wonderful. I really like those.
I literally rescued them from a back cupboard here and put them on the wall, and they are
that top one's superb.
It's fantastic, isn't it? And it's good. It's really nicely sort of...
It's just aged beautifully.
Stressed down.
These painted clown faces date back to the 1920s and would make unique statement pieces. With minimal restoration, they could be worth between £400 and £600 each.
What's the chance of those being for sale?
Well, I don't know. It's sort of...
Drew and T are salvaging at the seaside in Great Yarmouth, but there's no time for a donkey ride. At the Hippodrome Circus, there's plenty to see, but little to buy. Though Drew's found one item he's reluctant to walk away from.
That. Clown face. What's the chance of those being for sale?
Well, I don't know. It's sort of... That's sort of difficult because they are really part of the Hippodrome history.
I get torn because I think it should be here, but I know I want to buy it as well. So
I think that is...
Not for sale?
Not really for sale.
I'm talking myself out of it here because guilt's kicking in.
It's only on hardboard.
Well, it doesn't matter.
I'm going to talk you out of it now.
OK, go on now, I'll leave it, I'll walk away.
I was really pleased that Drew was really respectful of the museum status of my collection. I was sort of worried that he would really sort of want to make it difficult for me for not sell things. So it was a really nice... He backed off. Look at this, Drew.
Peter's attachment to his collection, along with Drew's conscience, have conspired to prevent any deals in the museum. But determined not to give up, Peter takes Drew into the Hippodrome's back rooms.
This is my sort of chill-out room.
Where disused furnishings have accumulated over the years.
In here, I've got a whole set of letters, yeah. Yeah,
they're only really basic, they're only a bit of ply, but they're sort of...
all original.
I like the patina on them. How old are these, then?
They must be prior, they're 1950s.
50s, OK.
Yeah.
We've got everything. See,
they will all be there.
And there's an S over it.
Yeah.
IR.
Bring it in to bring it back out.
Cool, OK. Yeah, I quite like those. They're really
These
basic.
mid-20th century timber letters have been salvaged from the roof of the Hippodrome and would likely be sold as a set. With some restoration, they could fetch around £350.
What would you want for those?
But make me an offer.
£100?
OK.
Is that fair?
Yeah, OK,
I think that's sort of...
Fine.
It's cheap enough to make it interesting for me, and it's a fair price.
Yeah, great. OK,
thanks,
mate.
Peter. There you go.
That's too easy.
With a deal finally made, the team head back upstairs for a quick comfort stop.
Pete really wants to show me the gents. Another really odd thing to happen in a day, but hey, you know, it's one of those days we're just going to roll with it. Oh, wow. Look at that. That's superb.
Wow. This is my favourite sign. This was actually from
look at that.
Billy Smart Circus.
Yeah.
It's toured all over the country.
Wow, that is one hell of a toilet.
It's fantastic. Isn't it amazing? Isn't it amazing?
That's superb. Yeah. Superb. What a thing. You go in, it's this like marvel of Victorian engineering. and then he's decorated that with loads and loads of old enamel signs. It just works. If you're going to go, that's the place to go. Unfortunately, I don't need to use it. I'm all right. I could go
Peter's lavatory is quite a spectacle, but has failed to generate a sale. It appears that Drew's strategy of hunting in unusual places won't always bring home the bacon.
With one purchase under my belt, I am not really going to cover my costs today at all. So, not good, but we'll keep looking. Where are we off to now?
We're going to go down outside.
But Peter's got one last trick up his sleeve, which he hopes might appeal to Drew.
So what are you talking about? Selling the signs off the front?
Those signs there.
When are they coming down?
I can get them down for you if you were interested.
I think the circus ones, when they're down, I'd be interested in them, for sure. Circus, I mean, that's got to be, you know, something interesting, hasn't it?
These hand-painted letters would be sold as 2 separate words. With some restoration, each set could fetch around £350.
I don't know, what sort of money would you want for the pair of them once they're down? Because we can pop back, I can send Gavin up in the van.
Yeah, I think you can make me an offer. Make me an offer, and then we'll see.
To get the pair of them down and they're not too wrecked, 250.
Yeah. Each?
So, set for the pair.
For the pair?
Yeah, because they're just ply. I'm looking at them now. They're not like a heavy-grade board. They're just ply.
I mean, OK, for you, we'll get them down
Let
for
me know
you.
when they're down.
Yeah.
Cheers, there you go.
Lovely.
Haven't done that before, never bought signs off the front of the building. That's great. I think it is a first for me, buying the letters off the side of the building. I can't remember doing it. Maybe I've done it off shop fronts, but they've already down, or the guys are in the process of taking them down. But no, not done that before.
Might be a day's work in you after all.
Peter, thank you. Really enjoyed it. Loved the museum. Loved the museum. It's wonderful. Thank God you did it.
Have a good trip.
Super.
Well, it's been fun.
Yeah.
Great. Thank you.
Take care. Good luck with it all.
A good trip. Nice to meet you, mate. Cheers.
See you later.
Cheers. Bye-bye. So that wasn't a bad day.
No, it was a good day. I really enjoyed myself
lovely
today.
fella. Really nice bloke. Not good buying, but not terrible. You know, saved the day, those 2 circus signs at the end of the day. Circus.
Onward and northward.
We're going north.
Yeah, we're going home, aren't we? Eventually.
Back in North Wales, Drew is keen to show Rebecca and the team the salvage recovered from his Norfolk trip.
Here you go, have a look at these, guys.
I think they're off a ferry.
They're off a yacht. But I think they've got a certain look to them.
I really like those.
Good, aren't they? They're all hardwood. Yeah. And then there's this, which is superb.
Oh, that's special.
But look at that, it's got writing on the inside.
Made for...
That's really, that's really
Look
special.
at the colour.
And what we do with...
Throw that away.
Take it off.
Take it off.
Yep.
Take it off and just have the lamp.
Lovely.
Isn't it lovely?
Yeah.
Then we got a pile of those. 15 of them, tenner each.
Lighting and seats.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Alex, the French polisher, is given the task of restoring the Martham boat chairs. The damaged pieces are removed.
Some have been fitted on better than others.
And new pieces cut to size. A hard metal edge is used to burnish the replacement pieces and give a weathered look.
Okay, there you go, perfect fit.
Alex finishes by mixing wood dyes to match the original shade.
It's a match, just like that. Once you get the polish on and the stains, they'll come up lovely. So, yeah.
The blue lamp is ready for sale, having been thoroughly cleaned, repaired and converted to electric.
Blue's such an unusual colour. We get green enamels, green enamels, green enamels. It's quite rare to get white, but to see that lovely blue, that's its real strength. It's stunning, actually.
Meanwhile, the Hippodrome circus letters require little work. and the team assembles to give their verdict.
More letters. More letters. More red letters.
We've got the clowns, now we've got the sign. Bought these as well.
Oh, they're cool.
They're cool. Same again as those. I like those because they were just so battered. Do you know what I mean? They're so sort of beaten up.
Why couldn't you get the other
They're still attached to the building, like in the picture.
The circus signs, the colour's great, great big shapes, sell really easily. A good find. I look forward to seeing all the other signs that are still stuck down there.
OK, so that's it. Back to work. Let's go.
Drew and T are back in the van and on their way to Manchester.
There's going to be a couple of Lowrys lowering there.
There's bound to be. There's always a Lowry. It's Manchester. Oh, not another one.
Oh, throw another Lowry on the fire.
It's about a 90-minute drive across the border. A short trip, but one which Drew hopes will yield big results.
We're going to see a guy called Pete. He runs a house clearance and antiques shop up here in Manchester.
We're a reuse organisation, reusing unwanted furniture, finding new homes for things. So we deal with everything, from university cabinets right through to modern office furniture, right through to historic pieces. We also do house clearance and standard furniture as well, and that's pretty much what we do.
A furniture clearance facility in the middle of a suburban street on the outskirts of Manchester is not Drew's most glamorous hunting ground. It certainly doesn't look dissimilar to a junkyard. But Drew knows better than to prejudge appearances. And the fast turnaround of businesses like these means there's always the chance of finding interesting stock.
Oh, my good God, look at that. It's,
picturesque, I would call it.
I cannot wait to get in there, but I wouldn't want to live next door to it.
Hello.
Pete?
Pete.
Drew, how you doing?
Drew,
Nice to meet you.
Pete. Hey. T. How you doing? Glad you could make it.
Yeah, well, it's just up the road, to be honest. Surprised we haven't been before.
You should come all the time. You should come every day.
I should come every day.
Every day.
Yeah.
That's what we do. Turnover is what we do.
Nothing's got prices on. You know the sort of thing I'm after.
Some things have got prices on. Tell me what we're going to pay. It's, you know, we you know.
I'll tell you what I want to pay.
We're not that fixed.
Brilliant.
I'm not
It's my new favourite shop.
Don't encourage him with that.
I can't guarantee I'll agree with you, but, you know, yeah. We know.
Oh, I'm going to live here.
Pete, Drew and T wind their way through the mounds of furniture, and Drew's expert eye soon spots something.
There. Yeah.
Oh, so these came from the same.
Oh, I see.
These documents, I love. God, I love these. These are just, the engineering on these is fantastic.
Yeah.
Isn't it? It's so simple. OK, well, these two complete, they look it.
Yeah. Yeah, double-sided.
Not twisted.
These early 20th century industrial archive shelves have been reclaimed from a Manchester museum. With some restoration, they could sell for approximately £700 per unit.
Money, where are we? What do you want?
Well, we had a big volume of them before, and I was selling them in the trade at that point at £4.50 a piece.
450 quid each.
Yeah.
That's pricey in that nick.
For them. Yeah. You may see more of them than I do, but I think they're quite rare. And I think they're quite on trend, if you can say such a thing.
So you want him at 950. I'm at sort of 600 quid.
It's a lot lower than I wanted.
It is. I mean, what about these ones as well? What were you asking for these?
We get 350 for these.
350 for those, and you've got how many of these?
Two.
Just the two. So, I mean, so if we did sort of 6, 5, so 1,100 for the 4.
Well, I'm at 16.
That's quite a distance apart.
At Up Manchester clearance facility on the outskirts of the city, Drew has made a useful local contact.
Hello.
Pete?
Pete.
Drew, how you doing?
Drew, nice to meet you.
And he's also set his sights on some hugely desirable archive shelves.
Money, where are we? What do you want?
But can he get a good deal and keep a good relationship with Pete?
Sort of 6, 5, so 1,100 for the 4.
Well, I'm at 16.
That's quite a distance apart.
We can meet in the middle. What's that, 13.50?
12 sounds good.
13?
12 and a half.
Do you want to come and see the tracks?
13.
Good.
Doing the first deal with Pete is not so important because it's something he's doing all the time. So all I need to do is just find, you know, where his margin is. I don't want to knock too much off him because I do want him to come back to me with some more of this stuff, you know? So it's a difficult game to play, always.
It's a great start, and Pete is keen to dig out further items for Drew's inspection.
There's random things which might...
Yeah, I quite like that. That's
might appeal to you.
Yeah, that's cool, isn't it?
That'd go with your Vespa.
I bought one of these last week. It's all about condition.
Oh, yeah.
They've got to be mint.
That's quite... That's quite little as well. That's child's one, is it?
Don't know. But they have to be perfect. Right. All of this stuff, very, very collectible. Huge collector's market. You know, retro cars,
it's 20
bikes.
quid, that.
You know. Condition, condition, condition.
Even you could wear it. Do you not have a...
I've got a Vespa. I'm into Vespas, but...
He's got a little head. It'll fit on it.
There you go. You sure you're not tempted?
No. I think that's just confirmed it.
Has it?
Pete's quite a character. He's got a great little business going here. He's clearing, you know, warehouses and offices and shops and universities of stuff. And there's a lot of guys employed in there and an awful lot of stuff coming through his hands. Really interesting person to know. So, anything else you think might float my boat?
Well, I've got a pair of doors. They're not in very good nick.
Yeah.
But they're not like anything I've ever had before.
Do you want me to jump up and see if I can have a look in there? That's going to be...
I can get it...
No, leave it there, seriously.
I can get it onto there, and then... Oh, that's better. You can see quite a lot of damage to them, but as a hang-up or something, you know, just to go on a wall. Hang on.
No. Condition.
Too far gone.
Just that... There's just too much leather missing off that one down there. Just too knackered.
Too knackered.
T? You're all right. They're absolutely knacked. Oh, cheers, T.
OK. Right with that.
I like that. It's good.
Little ladder.
We should buy that.
You need one of them for, like, getting to work surfaces in the kitchen and stuff, don't you? You know where the kitchen is, don't you?
No. I don't do kitchen very well.
Deciding to pass on both the doors and the ladder, Drew heads to the back of the warehouse in the hope of making another purchase.
I find. There you go. What about these? What about these here? Palace. Does that say Palace?
Yeah, I've got a broken C.
Like these. So this was what? Palace. What was this?
Palace Theatre in Manchester. It's quite a famous theatre, really.
It's a shame the C's broken, isn't it?
Yeah.
Have you got all the bits?
No.
No, didn't think so.
These carved wooden letters have been reclaimed from the historic Palace Theatre in Manchester, which opened in 1891. The mid-20th century letters were probably salvaged when it was refurbished in the 1970s. And, once restored, could sell for approximately £1,500 as a complete set.
How much are they? Are we looking at just a letter? The C's of no value, obviously. So.
Well, the palace is very important to the history of Manchester, really.
Right.
So, and that's iconic to the front of it. If you look at the older pictures.
This is him building up to a very large price.
No, 700 quid.
That's too much. £700 is... No.
Well, I mean, if you broke it up, what are you going to get per letter, surely? They've got to be a couple £100 a piece, just as letters, aren't they?
I'm thinking I'm sort of a pretty firm 500 quid.
Well, where could you buy it cheaper?
I can, I do.
Because there's only been one word off the front of the Palace Theatre, as far as I'm aware.
Yeah, I think I'm at 5.
Can you go up another 10%, 550? You got your own van here, haven't you?
Going to throw in what's left of the sea?
Yeah.
Yeah. We're going to have them at that. So,
all right.
Cheers. So the paint's sort of just right. So once they're polished, they're going to be a standalone item that's going to look, you know, superb anywhere. Just cool. Just a cool item. Who doesn't want a 5'8"?
Yeah, everybody haggles. At the end of the day, I want to deal with him every day of the week. I don't want to sell him something that's such a high price that he can't come back, and he doesn't want to cut me so deeply that I won't deal with him again. You know, you can kill a sheep once, but you can shear it every day, can't you? So, listen, come for a cup of tea.
I will do.
A cup of tea.
Pete, thank you.
Yeah, pleasure to do this with you.
Lovely. Knowing guys like Pete are out there, and even now knowing Pete, it's great because he's a fantastic resource for me because, remember, this is a supply chain. So, you know, he's part of the process, and so am I, and we all need each other. Brilliant stuff. Great, well worth the call. And I think we dropped lucky.
Yeah.
They wouldn't have been there, you know, by the end of the week.
Yeah.
Those, can you hear them?
Yeah, bouncing. Those broken things.
Those broken things. You tie those on?
Yeah, tied them to something. Each other, that's fine.
Yeah, oh, that's fine. But my customer base for the big wording like that one in Palace is very, very small.
Yeah.
Maybe I could get Wills on the phone. Hey?
He could hang it off his helicopter.
That's who we should be selling stuff to, T.
To royalty?
To royalty.
Do you think so? Would they have you in their house? No. I wouldn't have you in my house, to be honest. There you go.
Back in North Wales, the items are unloaded from the van.
The pieces we picked up in Manchester are perfect. They're very much just exactly what we do. Just a bit of work now for Gavin. A couple of days, I think, sort of cleaning and polishing properly. Get that letter repaired by Alex and then hopefully get them on the website middle of next week.
While Gavin cleans the Palace Theatre letters using a car polish to preserve the original colour, Alex works on the damaged letter C.
Oh, so it's big, really big. So we're going to have to make a section that continues the curve round and it's strong enough to hold the two of them together.
The broken pieces are stuck back together using a special glue, which expands to fill the gaps. He cuts a new curve, which is fixed to the original letter using a wooden frame to keep it in place. The finished letter is sanded and coated with a thin, dark polish to create a uniform aged effect. The restoration team's quick work on the Martham boat lamp has paid off.
That's perfect.
It's been sold to a buyer in London's East End.
You can do. Excellent. The age of it, the wear on it, the colour is excellent. The shape of the glass, it just has a presence all of its own. It's a brilliant centrepiece.
On that wall there, please, Gav.
Meanwhile, the complete set of Palace letters are showroom ready. And Larry and Enzo join forces to photograph them to their best advantage.
I see what you've done. Very clever.
I wondered why this dog loves you so much. It's because you just give him biscuits all day long.
At Drew Pritchard's antique shop in Conwy, North Wales, it's all go.
Hey, it's Rebecca again from Drew Pritchard.
The team are flat out preparing for an auction. One of the hazards of being a salvage hunter is the amount of items that accumulate over time.
I hope these go. I'm sick of the sight of these, to be honest.
So Drew has decided to have a clear out and get rid of his old stock to make way for the new.
An auction for us is a momentous occasion. It'll clear the cobwebs, it'll give Drew extra money to go out and replenish and sort of start again. It's a good spring clean.
Glenn.
Drew Pritchard. How the devil are you?
Very well, very well. Good to see you.
Auctioneer Glenn Snellgar arrives to help Drew prepare.
Hold it in here, run out there.
I know.
I think we've got about 800 lots. I want it sold.
And sell out.
Absolutely.
OK, let's get on with it, because
crack on.
we haven't got all day.
We auction absolutely everything in the building, so 20,000 square foot,
800 to 1,000 lots, and we sell everything in one day. Clear everything out and start again. It's just wonderful. I love auctions. I really want you to sell these.
OK, well, I want to sell them, so...
I want rid of them.
If you want them gone, let's just be ultra-realistic. £30 to £50 a lot.
Each item is given a lot number and a price.
What do you want for that, Drew?
Got to be worth 100 quid.
OK, so if I sell it for £1 on the day, how much of a beating do I get?
Nothing. Pound
OK,
to pound.
all right.
I'll take it.
OK.
It's taking up space. I need the space. Get rid of it. I've got stuff from France, I've got stuff from Poland going in, I've got stuff from Germany going in. Then we've got some items I bought in Norway. There's things for a £5 and there's things for £5,000. And do you know what? That's going to be a fun day out.
Lot 78. That's back out here again.
Leaving the team to prepare for the auction, Drew heads off to visit a favourite haunt.
Are your salvage senses tingling?
I can feel it. I can feel it.
The journey takes them 2.5 hours to Bedworth, on the outskirts of Coventry. Bedworth grew into a thriving industrial town in the 18th and 19th centuries, driven by coal mining and the overspill of the textile industries from nearby Coventry.
We are here to see a guy I got to know a few years ago called Pete Gilbert at Charity Dock.
OK.
And he runs the best little scrapyard in Britain.
Pete's confident that since Drew's last visit, there's more to tempt him.
I've been a few more auctions, got a few more things in, and he might be interested in buying a few things off me when he comes down, like, so there's a few more surprises for him.
The home of the British engineering heart was the Midlands. Yeah. They made everything that went round the world, all the steam trains, all the steam engines, you know, everything that was produced in the Victorian era that was the best came out of the Midlands. Uh-huh. And there's bits of it lying around here.
It's T's first visit.
Ta-da!
Oh, nice.
Hey, what do you think of that? It's like a Salvage theme park.
And he's in for a treat.
I can see you in that, in the yard.
It's cool, isn't it? I'm going to ask him about that.
Charity Dock on the banks of the Coventry Canal covers over an acre of land and has been in Pete's family for generations.
Hello, Pete.
Oh, you're all right.
How you doing? Good to see you again.
Yeah, nice to see you again.
This is T. You've not met before.
You're all right, T.
You're
How
right.
you doing? Oh, you're back again, then?
You can't keep me away.
No.
It's like Disneyland for scroungers.
Right, we'll walk this way and see what we can do. Well, do you want to have a look in the shed over there, Drew?
Yeah, I can do.
Or...
That's my favourite bit. But tell you what, though, Pete.
Oh.
I like this.
Yeah.
Have you just got it?
Yeah, well, I've not had my enjoyment out of it yet.
The Piaggio was made by aircraft designer and Vespa inventor Corradino Dascagno to try and get Italy on the move cheaply after World War II. Restored and in full working order, this one could be worth up to £4,000.
Does it work?
Yeah, it runs, but I'll go do a bit of work on it.
I could save you all that hassle. What do you want for it?
Yeah, no. I've got to have my enjoyment first before it comes up for sale.
It's cooler, isn't it, T? The floors go on them quite badly.
It's a handlebar.
Yeah, it's still an old scooter.
Pete hasn't changed. When he's got something he really likes, he likes to mess about with it, play around with it, tinker. He's not going to let that go until he's finished doing that with it. So where else have you got? What else have you been buying?
There's a few bits and bobs.
Got anything in here?
Yeah, there's a few bits in there, if you want to pull them about.
It's only the start of the day, and with such a wealth of salvage, Drew's in his element.
We're still buying industrial lamps.
Yeah,
but
there might be some
the fashion forums.
Yeah, there's a long...
That thing there, that green lamp?
Yeah, I think that's...
certainly unusual, isn't it? It's sort of funky, isn't it, I think? What do you think, T?
Yeah, I'm certainly not seen one before, so...
Is it saleable? That's what I asked myself.
Revo, formerly based in the Midlands, was one of the industrial giants of 1960s Britain, producing electrical goods and factory lighting. This mid-20th century light cover could fetch around £300.
Enamel underneath, look. It's good. How much is it, Pete?
Oh, I don't know, just give me a reasonable price on it, Drew.
25 quid. That's a no. Go on then.
40 quid.
Go on then, ball started rolling. We'll have that.
OK.
Thank you. Just because I've never seen one. And it'll give our electrician Ollie a real headache.
It's a cover for a fluorescent tube, but it's an industrial one. Is it worth 40 quid? Don't know, never owned one before, but 40 quid is a good little door opener.
Oh, hello, doggy.
Well, you're back again.
Lucy.
Yeah, there might be some stuff in this green shed if you want to have a look through that one.
There?
Yeah, and have a nose through there. There's a couple of old cars in there.
Blimey. Oh, I think it'll just
you
be
go and
meaty.
help him.
Is it?
Oh, you don't want it enough.
I'm in. There you go, T. Nicely done. Standard Vanguard.
Nice.
Not a very exciting car, to be honest with you.
Oh, that's a bit more special, isn't it?
You like that? Yeah. Soft top. Red leather interior. I've not seen one for ages, you see. Not even seen one on the road. No, let's leave it. Bit too much work. Have you still got all your old bikes?
Yeah, still got them, yeah.
You like your motorbikes, don't you? He's got a fantastic little collection. Very hidden away, almost impossible to find. Well, impossible to find, aren't they? Do you think you can find them?
Yeah, we'll get through here and move.
They're here. See, I can't even remember where they are. Let's have a look.
Come on, then. These are where all my bikes are.
Oh, very nice.
Hey?
Oh, lovely.
You know what that is?
It's a Harley?
Yep.
Yes, it's an old 45.
1945.
This particular design of Harley-Davidson is referred to as a knucklehead because of the unique shape of the motorcycle's rocker boxes, which keep the oil and dirt out of the engine. In its present condition, this rare version can sell for around £28,000.
But it sounds beautiful.
Oh, yeah.
How cool is that?
That's amazing.
That engine, that flathead engine, it's just the noise, the sound, you know, the whole thing. That's why people buy them.
But it's lovely on sort of full chat going down the road.
I'm happy to stand around all day and chat vintage bikes with Pete, but, you know, I'm here to buy some stuff, so once again, we've got to move on.
You'll love it in here, T.
There's a bit more in here than last time when you come.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, all my bike bits up there.
Oh, hello.
Yeah, a couple of old cars.
How many of these have you got?
There's two of them
it's
there.
two.
Yeah.
That one's a bit battered, isn't it?
Yeah.
Ah.
Trouble is, they're not cheap.
How much is it? Will you take a profit on it?
Salvage king Drew Pritchard is at Charity Dock in Warwickshire, along the banks of the Coventry Canal. There's a wealth of goods.
So what do you want for it?
Yeah, no. I've got to have my enjoyment first.
But owner Pete's showing a slight reluctance to part with some of his favourite things. So far, Drew's only managed to buy one small item. He's now got his eye on a child's pedal car, but will Pete be up for selling it?
How much is it?
That one cost me 70.
Yeah.
And that one cost me 60.
That one's too hammered for me. I don't like the rivets on that one, but...
But I've not had them long, so that's, I think, why they're dear.
This pedal car, called the Prince, was made for 2 to 4-year-olds by British toy manufacturer Triang, which at one time produced millions of toys each year. With minor restoration, it could retail for up to £250.
Would you sell them? Would you take a profit on it?
He's going to take the best one, that's the problem.
Of course. I don't want that one. Look, it looks like it's had a head on.
Yeah, I suppose I would tick a little bit on it.
What you take on it? Tickle what you take on it?
A tenner on it.
Sure?
Yeah.
Sold. Lovely, thank you. Children's pedal cars of that era and earlier are really attractive because they're tin, they're steel, they've got proper rubber wheels on them and little hubcaps. And whether they're in mint condition or really quite beaten up like this one, they've just got this wonderful, enigmatic feeling to them. You put them in a room, they change the room completely, they lighten the mood. So £80 for one that structurally is all there, and I do like the patina. Nice. There's got to be something else in here for me, Pete.
I don't think there's much else in here.
This was a cool-looking bike. Seen the leg shields on this?
Yeah,
too?
this is nice. This is...
What is this again?
This is a Francis Barnett. I've got to start on that when I can.
Does it run?
Yeah, that runs. It does run.
Yeah, no, that looks like it looks all right,
yeah.
actually. What sort of money would these come out now?
They're £2.5 grand done.
OK, so like 500–600 quid.
Yeah.
It's not crazy money, though, is it? Not really. Great shape, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. It's proper 30s style.
Yeah.
Worst thing about it, they put covers on it to hide all the engine and everything. You know, it was one of them, you know, where they try and keep your trousers clean all them years ago, and motorbikes were dirty, weren't they?
I like that.
Yeah.
Lovely. What's up there?
That's the storeroom.
I've not been in there.
No, that's hidden from you. But we'll let you have a look.
Yes. Well, let's go and have a look up there.
I'm a bit steep, so...
Having won his approval, Drew is given the rare opportunity to have a look at Pete's private hoard.
Oh, now you're talking. Oh, my God, look at that. No way. Is that yours?
Yeah.
How long has it been up here?
Oh, God, 20 years.
What is it? Was it
It's a
Thunderbird?
650 Thunderbird, that's right. Sprung up.
Hey, you must have been the man.
My wild days.
Look at that. You've got to want to sell this, haven't you?
No, never.
Yeah.
That might get buried with me.
Oh, wow, what a fantastic room.
A lot of boat stuff up here.
Yeah.
But, that's part of the job, really. But there's some...
Oh, look at all those.
Oh, bits of tin stuff up here.
Oh.
Tonkers.
Pete, you surprised me. You've surprised me, genuinely. So I'm all right to have a look in here, Pete?
Yeah, you have a look.
Do you mind?
Yeah.
He's got this wonderful little collection of Triang steel cars, and it just looked so out of place. You know, this heavy engineering and everything. It's got these really cute, really colourful little cars covered in dust. It was like a little magical find. So I do love that.
I bet you've got me buzzing now, ain't you?
This is fantastic. We've seen this tea.
Yeah.
That's lovely. I love that.
Yeah.
Pete's such a genuine guy that you can see that he really loves this. It's going to be difficult, if not impossible, to price that off him.
How much?
No, not that one. That stays at home.
Everything's got a price.
Yeah, well...
But not this one?
No, no.
No? All right, fair enough. I'll put it back.
Boys and toys, boys and little old silly cars, you know. We can't leave them alone as kids, we can't leave them alone as grown-ups. So.
I like that one. Look at that. Not in great condition.
No, no.
Not in appalling condition either, though. No. What about this old girl, Pete?
Well, I might be tempted with that one.
You'd have to educate me price-wise as to what that's worth.
That, it'd be 50 quid if it's tidy, but the way it is, it'd be about 20 quid.
20 quid. You sure? Sure you want to sell it?
If you want it, you can...
You don't have to sell it to me.
I'd rather keep it.
Oh, I'm going to do something I very rarely do now. Yeah, go on, you keep it.
Yeah.
You could see he was going to let me buy it, sort of being polite. And I thought, no, don't do that. I just couldn't do it. I couldn't take it off him. So we'll just let him keep it. He clearly loves it.
Well, I'll tell you what, means you ain't bought a lot. I'll give you a little treat. We'll have a trip on a boat.
Oh, I don't like boats.
Yeah, you'll like this one for a bit.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, go on.
Go on then, Drew, have a go.
Really?
Yeah, you have a go. You get on there. You can open that up if you want.
Go on.
Down she goes. That's it. Oh, no, that's
Hey?
it. Where's them skis? Let me get on the back.
Oh, that's more like it. I can't see anything on the right.
Are you enjoying it more now we go fast?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know me, anything that goes fast I like. I like lots and lots of things, but I particularly hate water. There was a slight moment of enjoyment when I was able to drive it a little bit. Oh, no, don't come towards me! Get out of... No! But then I realised, no, still don't like it. Get back as fast as we can, but unfortunately we couldn't get back fast because it was so slow. That, Pete?
Oh, yeah. Old Land Rover top.
Yeah.
Yeah, you interested in that?
Yeah. I'll take a chance on it. How much is that going to cost me?
Well...
Scrap value?
50 quid.
Yeah.
Is that all right?
Yeah.
I'll have that.
If you can get it down...
Yeah, well...
How are you going to get that down?
Tea.
Roll it over on its back.
It's not a business thing. I need it. It looks just like one for one of the 80-inch Land Rovers that I have that I don't have a roof for.
Yeah, we've had a good day. I've had a bit of profit and he'll get a bit of profit out of it, so we'll both be happy about it.
Loved it. Thanks, mate.
Yeah,
good.
Cheers.
Lovely to meet you.
Yeah.
See you again.
Yeah, then.
See you, mate.
It's a warm van.
I'm glad you've seen the place.
It was great, yeah.
You won't see many places like that again.
No.
You really, really won't. They're getting rarer and rarer. So enjoy it while you can.
OK, I did enjoy it.
I enjoyed it too.
Yeah.
Right, home. I'm freezing.
Lovely.
It's the day of the auction at Drew's showroom. And there's been a heavy snowfall. They were hoping for a good turnout, but the weather is against them.
You couldn't have an auction with worse conditions outside. I woke up this morning, I opened the curtains, there's 2 foot of snow in my yard. I was just like, oh no.
You can have a word with Rupert.
It's put a dampener on the team's spirits. Over 800 items have got to be sold today, and they need to get shot of the stock and clock up sales in order to purchase new salvage.
The car park's empty. Drew's... he's putting on a brave face, but I think underneath that we're a little bit worried. Just fingers crossed.
Morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the auction. Obviously, the weather has put a lot of people off from attending in person. We've got well over 100 people registered online, so there'll be a fair bit of online bidding.
It's happening. There's nothing I can do to stop it now. That's it. It's out of my hands. So we just roll the dice. That's it. See what happens.
Lot number 13, cast iron lamp post, £50 to get it going.
Come on, let's have some profit.
50 bid, bargain of the day, 50, hammer comes down, 50 and sold, thank you.
God, that's cheap. That's cheap.
5093.
That's gone cheap. That's gone cheap.
Hardwood table. Lot number 39, £100, big 110, 20, 130.
Keep going. Keep going. Keep going.
130, 140, 150, all of a sudden 350, 60, 163 in the room, 170.
The buzz out there of... I know it's not a lot of people, but the buzz out there is electric. It's really, really good.
That's very good. That is very good.
Lot 224, 120, 130, 160 on the phone. Going 90, going 90. 90, 90, 90, 90. £90 online the bid at 90 and sold this time at £90. Yes, John?
£50 for 50. One's just gone for 200. One for 90. One for 150. It's all selling. That's the good news. I'm a little bit more relaxed now. A little bit more relaxed.
320 is right here by me online. 320, selling at 320.
Fewer people may have made it to the auction, but thankfully those that are here are putting in plenty of bids, and the online presence is strong.
We sold them. We sold them.
At the end of a long day, bidders go home happy and Drew's smiling.
Hey! Oh. Thank you. We've sold about 75% of what we wanted to do. That's pretty good. Most of it's gone out at a bit of a profit, and we've made a loss on a few things. There's nothing like, you know, having a bag of money and we can go off salvage hunting again.
With the success of the auction behind them, flush with cash and room at the warehouse for more items, Drew and T are off to meet a new contact who owns a 15th century manor house. They drive a little over 140 miles east to the former mining village of South Normanton.
So why are we in Derbyshire then?
Today we're in Derbyshire to go to see a guy called Graham.
Hello, I'm Graham Oliver. I'm the current, I suppose, custodian of Carnfield Hall. Been here for just over 2 years. My day job's a veterinary surgeon, so I don't see this place much during the day, except weekends. But I love being here.
Set in 90 acres amongst the Derbyshire hills, Carnfield Hall is an ancient and substantial stone mansion, a well-preserved example of a Grade II listed country house.
This one's a strange one because the house has changed hands fairly recently, which usually means there's not an awful lot of the original left in there. You never know.
Worth a look.
If Drew likes dust and cobwebs and clambering around, then he's in for a treat.
Rumours are it's haunted, so there's an evil presence in the building.
There'll be two soon.
There'll be two in a minute, yeah. Hi, Drew. How you doing?
Hi there.
Blimey. Are these yours?
Hairy beasties.
Wow.
Yes.
What kind of dogs are they?
These are big hairy dogs.
Do you only get these in... Hello, are they...
Highland cattle. Yeah,
Hello.
She's all right. She just watched the horns. She
Yeah,
likes
watch the
them.
horns, so I'm not watching anything else.
Yeah, she's one of the friendly ones, but they do like to throw the horns about.
Hello.
She likes to scratch behind the ear.
How many of
She
these have
actually
you got?
enjoys that.
Well, we're here to see anything you've got for sale. Have a look at the house, ideally. So just don't know where to start.
Front door.
Front door, sounds good. Let's
Okay.
go. Wow, interesting mix of styles, isn't it?
Dating back to the 15th century, Carnfield Hall was renovated during the Elizabethan, Jacobean and Georgian periods.
What a lovely room.
It is.
Has this always been the sort of main room of the house?
Yes, there's stories of ghostly parties going on here.
Ghostly parties?
Well, I think...
We were talking about this on the way because we'd heard there was ghosts here somewhere.
For 300 years, Carnfield Hall was the seat of the Revel family and has experienced a tumultuous, checkered history.
Robert Revel was murdered in that room, apparently, in 1714, in my bedroom.
God, blimey.
Yeah, if we pop into this room, there's... yeah.
Where on earth did you find this bed?
And I went to collect it from a rather weird house that was full of weaponry and very gothic.
There's loads and loads of different bits. There's 19th century parts, there's table legs, parts of table legs, but there's some real crappy bits of pine here and everything. But these panels have come from somewhere else as well, so there's a pair of panels. See, this how it's smooth, how this is all very angular and sharp.
Yeah, it is different.
And then this is taken over like that. But what I particularly like is this, where they've come back like that and then cut in, so they're sort of looking more at the aesthetic of the panel.
These very early 19th century carved timber panels would have formed the back of a small chest or bench. Taken off the bed and sold separately, they could fetch up to £150 each.
If I was going to buy a piece of this bed, I don't know what you paid for it, but I think these are rather good.
Yeah, well, I think it was 165 quid.
165 quid for all this. It doesn't matter what it is, but it is a collection of bits.
Yeah.
It's just a collection of parts. So you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 original bits there, another piece there, which has probably come off the undersides of a chimney piece. Yeah. Just the, you know, these would have been just the brackets under the mantle. Yeah.
The other good thing about it is you can sleep in it.
It does its job.
Yeah.
Drew isn't tempted. The bed is just too much of a mishmash of styles and periods.
As happens with all these old buildings that have been around for an awful long time, there's very, very little of the original furniture left.
With nothing to buy inside, Graham takes Drew to the outbuildings, where discarded items original to the house are kept, in the hope that there could still be something to find.
Right, so, it's mostly full of junk, actually, but there's old cots and beds. There's of some description.
Quite like this, Graham.
Ah.
You're going to say, I know what you're going to... I heard that ah.
Yeah. No, I've had that a long time. I think that was my granddad's. I think he had it in his workshop, and I used to use it in my garage when I was doing small stuff.
This Herbert Terry & Son lamp was manufactured for watchmakers or jewellers. Rewired and fully restored, it could command a price of around £195.
It's that thing I'm always looking for. It's a bit different, it's very original, and it's fashionable right now. OK, is that for sale?
Yeah, I suppose so. Yeah, I don't think I'm going to use it again.
What did I pay for the last one? I seem to have 25 quid. I think this one's worth more than that, to be honest with you. A bit more different. I think it's worth 40 quid.
So when it's restored and prettied and...
We will spend £65 in parts, so after tax we'll make 55, 60 quid. Have a deal? 40 quid?
I think something I'm not going to use again, so...
No.
OK.
Cool. Thanks. Cheers, Graham. Right, there you go, T. Not a great deal of loading today so far.
Yeah, you're going to struggle to fill that van at this rate.
Yeah. We do need to fill the van, to be honest. I have got no stock. Looking forward to getting around all the rest of the outbuildings now. If we find something in every shed, it's a good day out. So what's this place now? More storage?
Another, yes, well-organised storeroom.
Well, just have a look through here, then. Give us a shout if you see something, T.
There's lots to look through, but it seems not very much to buy.
You know, we found one lamp. That's not good enough. I really do need some more stuff to make this journey pay.
Well, that's all right.
Yeah. Fab things.
But
we do see a lot of them.
They really need some TLC, these guys.
They do. They're just, these things, they're just everywhere. Everywhere we go, there's one. I bought one off the farm next door to my house recently. Yeah. I hung on to it for years and then just ended up selling it because there's just nothing I could do with it. I'll get through. I'll get through.
Further.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
that's a shame. That would have been great, but the condition's just really bad.
That's like a "Are you being served" cabinet, isn't it?
Yeah, haberdashery.
Yeah.
Straight away, you can just tell it's just it ain't worth
Past
getting.
the pale.
It isn't worth getting into.
Drew's last chance to buy any more treasures lies in the estate's derelict garden centre.
Stylish little alloy heron. No good. Unusual, never seen one before. But not for me. No good. In here. That's a modern table base. A nice old top, actually.
The tables are spoken for a friend of mine's.
Are they?
Yeah.
Hope he gave you something for it.
Yeah, that's right.
Mind your step there, T.
Oh, no, it's broken things.
It's a bit of a mess, isn't it?
It is a bit. What are you going to do in here, then?
We're going to tidy up.
That. Was this... Where's this come from? From the garden centre?
It was here, yes. It was...
Vac bags, till rolls. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. No top and broken there as well. How many drawers do you have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Missing 3 drawers. They can't have gone that far.
Shop cabinets are highly sought after for kitchens or as sideboards in dining rooms. With major restoration and a new countertop installed, it could fetch around £2,500.
Is this for sale? Well, I'm thinking in this state, and it is in a state, 75 quid. It's that bad.
We were going to put tools in it.
If I had all the drawers and a top, it would be worth hundreds of pounds. You know, not high hundreds, but say...
Yeah, 200 or 300.
So, £75, we'll take it away today.
All right.
Deal?
I think that's fair. Yeah.
Marvellous. Thank you.
Okay.
The shop counter has changed the whole day for us. We've now got something with real meat on the bone. We can make a very good profit and sell a cool thing. That'll keep my customers coming back. Ooh. Which side do you want to go?
To the right.
Oh. I'll get the lamp while you do that. Yeah, put that in a drawer. Just stick it inside it, it'll be all right. Thank you very much. Enjoy the day. Great house.
Nice to
Cheers.
meet you.
Bye-bye.
Cheerio.
Cheers.
Bye-bye.
Go on then, T. The day was saved by finding that shop counter.
Yeah.
I've got a top that'll go straight on it. It will look beautiful.
Back in Conwy, the team are waiting expectantly.
There's nothing in there.
Ah, there's 2 things.
There's 2.
There's 2 things. Ollie.
Ah.
Ollie's going to love this. Oh, you're gonna like this. Not a lot.
Not a lot, yeah, right. We'll have a look, we'll see what we can do.
Careful with it. Careful with it, it'll fall to pieces.
Pushing it.
It's quite bad.
That's the worst condition one you've ever bought.
But the colour's good.
My hand's going through the wood here.
You all right?
Just down here, yeah?
It's falling to pieces.
I know to see.
Do you know how hard it is to find one in this condition? he spent ages trying to find it.
Unbelievable. I didn't think you'd find it. This is an original shop countertop I've been hanging on to. I've had this for about... Oh, yes.
Look.
Look at that.
There you go.
It fits like a glove. It looks like that was the original top.
Stroke a lot. Just up this value to 2 quid.
Perfect. Nice, huh?
Fantastic.
Yeah? Happy with that?
Very pleased with that.
Job done.
It then goes to Alex, the French polisher, for the next stage. The top is cut down to size and secured.
There you go.
Layering the paint colours creates a uniform aged effect.
On top of the purple, we'll then put a brown, and then we'll put a black, and then we'll put another chemical on the top, which will crack the paint.
Hello.
Hello.
Fab.
Nice, isn't it?
Yeah, can we pull it out a bit?
And with the restoration complete, it's now ready for Drew to have a look.
Oh, yeah, I love it.
Must admit, at the start of this one, I thought, I think it might be too far gone, but looks spot on.
Taking a chance on something like that is, for me, sometimes where the profit is. It's superb. Well pleased with that. Well pleased with that.
Drew is off to meet Bob, one of the best-known film prop suppliers and collectors in Britain. From base in North Wales, they travel 235 miles south to Watford. 40 minutes outside of London, the commuter town of Watford dates back to the reign of Henry I, when he gave it market status in 1100 AD.
Today we're in Hertfordshire to see a guy called Bob, who runs Bob's Bits. He is a prop master. He's done some major productions.
When it comes to selling things, it's hard, because most of what I do is hire.
So it can be a bit of a wrench when you've got something that's nice that you've had for a few years, and especially if it's been on a few productions and it has a bit more, becomes a bit more special.
Cool door. Hello.
Hello. Drew, is it?
How you doing?
Good to meet you.
T, how are you?
T, hi there.
That's great. Wonderful.
Did you use spaceship door? When we put it up, every time anyone went through the door, they went like that. So we recorded a sound with an airline down the bottom and make a sound and put a little circuit there. So bit of fun.
You've got too much time on your
hands.
hands.
We have got too much time on our hands. You're right. Wonderful mechanism. Nice sound.
It makes a sci-fi noise. Look at this, got another one behind you. That's that off a boat?
Yeah, that's a real submarine door.
Does it weigh a lot?
Look, no, it doesn't weigh a lot.
Can I open this?
Yeah, sure.
T, wait to see this, look. Wow.
Submarine and all.
This is amazing. Are these all off planes?
Yes, a lot of it, and test equipment.
This is the best storeroom I think I've ever been in.
It's very, very cool. That's very convincing.
Make believe. So this room is like the older side of things, 40s, 50s, 60s.
Oh, wow.
This is what we call the futuristic room.
Oh, look at these. They're magnetic.
Yeah, medical instruments.
And you made that from scratch?
From scratch,
Parts.
out of parts. Yeah, that's what all these drawers are full of. Is all little bits and pieces.
For me, I'm looking at that thinking, well, what's that worth?
Oh, blimey! If we were to make one of those, about £500.
Wow. I love it. I love it. This is brilliant. I tell you what, if I was going to pack in what I'm doing, I'd want to do this. This is great fun. Coming into a place like this, I mean, how can you not have fun? I'd spend all day here, but we're here to buy, so we must get started on that. Wow.
So this is the early stuff, sort of what I call Victorian and Edwardian technology.
Yeah. Oh, you've got some of these bottles. I love these. Yeah. When you go upstairs, it blows you away. There's so much stuff, but the main thing that got me was it's really tidy, it's all clean, and you can see absolutely everything clearly. Oh, I like those. What sort of era did you put these on, Bob?
I would have said 40s and 50s.
Yeah, that's what I'd say too. There, you've got size 2. I like these a lot.
These World War II crash test dummy heads would have been attached to helmets and used for practice parachute jumps. With just a quick polish, they're worth around £240 each.
I was struck immediately by these sort of mannequin-type heads. The design of them is extremely masculine. It's a little bit Bauhausy, a little bit Art Deco, engineering, and it's got that military vibe going on as well. It's all good. Do these go out on hire often? I should imagine they don't.
They don't, no.
No. So, by that rationale, are they for sale?
Yes.
They are? OK. And the black ones, I mean, those are great as well.
The chin's good on that, isn't it?
Still,
to me, that shape's...
That's sort of a very, very good shape, isn't it? Really super
Looks
masculine.
robotic.
Yeah. What would they cost, Bob? What do you want for them?
At Bob's Bits, the film props company in Hertfordshire, Drew could play all day on set.
If I was going to pack in what I'm doing, I'd want to do this. This is great fun. Oh, I like those. What would they cost, Bob?
He's found some World War II crash test heads that he's very keen to buy.
£30 each?
For these ones?
Yeah, and them.
And those ones, OK.
Yeah.
So 30, 30, 30, 30.
Yeah.
I'm not going to haggle. I'll take the rest as well.
All right.
Lovely.
OK.
Super. 30 quid each. A bit of a bargain for us there, to be honest with you. There you go.
These are old medical posters.
Dermatological, it's a skin section, isn't it?
It's in good condition, isn't it?
These are in amazing condition. Usually these are in a hell of a state. These are like new.
Yeah, it's still shining.
The educational wall charts by E.J. Arnold and Son depict the physiology of the eye, skin and ear. They are in excellent condition, so these 7 could fetch up to £95 each.
Do these hire out a lot?
No, actually, I've had them tucked away and I've only just bought them out in the last week.
We're finding a quite good way of dealing with each other, because I'm saying, does it hire well? And if it doesn't hire well, it's for sale. Are these for sale?
They are. I mean, to be honest, yeah, why not?
What sort of money? Well, how much are they each?
£25.
£25. How many have we got? One, two, three, 4, 6. Can we do them at 20 quid each if I take everything?
Yep.
Yeah?
Okay. Yep, all right.
Deal. OK. Got them all for 140 quid. The good thing about that is I can put them on my website and into the shop and sell them cheaply. And that's a fast sale, the best sale. Let's crack on. I've only gone 10 foot and I've bought 15 things already.
There are remnants of Bob's film connections everywhere.
How cool is that?
That's about 30 years old, but at the time, that was the most expensive domestic phone going. They were like 350 quid.
I'm not sure I like it, but I appreciate it. Look at that.
It's great.
That's really cool, reel to reel.
Can't hear you.
Look at these. This is superb stuff, Bob. OK, what else have we got here?
This is the bottles and the vintage stuff goes out.
Ah, Bob. Oh, hello. Ship's lights.
Yep. They are from HMS Invincible, a flagship in the Falklands.
They're super. I've got to ask, are they for sale?
They are.
I think we've just found our money piece for the day.
The light aircraft carrier HMS Invincible was the flagship of the British fleet and lead ship in the Falklands conflict. These brass lights would have hung in the galley. Rewired and polished, they are worth £395 each.
How many you got?
I'd say I've got 10 and a dodgy one.
How much do you want for them?
The ones that are in good nick,
Yeah.
I would say 200.
Ooh, right. Right. Can we do 120 on the good ones? That's a fairly hefty drop in price.
It is. It's to be honest, I bought them at a sealed bid auction, so I paid over 100 each for them.
Can you do 150 each? Obviously.
180. I'll go for 180.
180.
I just sold 2 this week to a film.
Yeah.
And got
yeah.
a lot more.
Yeah. Yep. Wonderful. I have those. Made the day, that one, Bob. They're a little expensive, to be honest with you. There's a lot of work involved in rewiring those. They do take Ollie a long time to do because they're very intricate inside that casing. But they're going to make the profit for the day, if not for a couple of days. So I'll pay him his profit and happily take him away. Should we just chop it all on the back here, T?
Yeah, I'll get you some
Start
blankets
loading
now.
it up, yeah? Bob, a pleasure. And have to say,
Thank you, Bob. It's been brilliant, yeah. It's been
one of the
amazing
most interesting places we've been in years.
It's been a good day. I enjoyed it. I think Drew got some good deals. All in all, I'm happy with the deals that I got.
What I loved about it was he was still having fun with it, you know what I mean? He was still playing, wasn't he?
It's like...
He was still that 12-year-old kid. So I think there's future business there.
The salvagers return to North Wales, where the new stock is quickly unloaded from the van.
Hello.
Hello, hello.
What do you think of these? How cool are they? How many have you got?
9. 9 of them.
9 plus 1 battered one.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
Bob's Bits, what a haul.
Crash test dummy heads from the army, and we've got 4 of those.
Now, those head moulds, the black ones were just, I mean, they're so decorative, just fantastic.
You know we buy lots of these, but...
Aye, aye.
Look at the condition. An amazing original condition.
This is one of your
Best for a while,
finds,
isn't it? For a while.
it?
Yeah.
All from one man.
Yeah. It's the condition, isn't it?
Yeah. Out of the whole haul at Bob's Bits, it's the ship lamps that I absolutely adore. And having provenance of the battleship, that's just great. And then people can say, genuinely, that they know the history of the lamps.
I'll plug it in. I just realised I didn't know how to plug on it.
Oh.
It works.
It does work.
At Drew Pritchard's base in Conwy, North Wales.
Hello, Drew Pritchards.
Business is brisk.
How many do you need? 7, no.
And with turnover high, it's a never-ending task to keep the showroom stocked.
I think Rebecca's just sold me. Yeah. Sorry.
Finding new and interesting contacts is always a challenge for Drew and entails travelling the length and breadth of the country.
I've never had to buy stock at the level I'm having to buy it now. We really do need to find a lot of stock every day, all day.
Today, Drew is off on a 4.5-hour drive northeast to the small town of Alnwick in Northumberland to see some property developers who own a country estate.
We're going to see Aidan and Helen at Lymington Hall.
Right. I'm more into the architectural antiques. Helen's into the furniture antiques, and I use the architecture bits in building, and Helen furnishes them. So I do up to plaster level. Everything after plaster level is Helen.
Lymington Hall is a Grade II listed Georgian manor house with a history that dates back to the 15th century. It was originally built for the Beatles family for protection from lawless gangs known as border reivers, who plundered and stole from landowners along the Anglo-Scottish border.
The raiders would just come down and pillage land and houses and cash and cattle and whatever else.
So do you pillage antiques? Is that part of
I
the...
don't pillage antiques, I purchase antiques, actually. We're raiders with a van and a checkbook.
Yeah.
We basically buy stuff all the time. Helen is eBay queen. We've got the house full. When the house is full, I push them outside into the outbuildings, so the outbuildings are full as well. Not extreme hoarders, but getting there.
No. No.
Here we go. Look how good your job is. Look what you get to do all day. They're probably lovely people, and they make us a really nice cup of tea, and we'll get to wander around and look at some nice furniture. How's that?
If we're really good, we might even get some cake.
I'd have drizzle cake and some tea.
Oh, with a cup of tea.
Oh. We're getting old, aren't we?
Yeah.
Drew, how you doing?
Drew,
Good to meet you.
Hi, I'm Helen. Pleased to meet you, Drew. Hi.
Blimey, what a house.
It's a magic place, actually.
South-facing aspect.
I mean, I'd love to have a look around.
Yeah.
Would that be okay?
Yeah, absolutely. Feel free.
Take you up
Yeah.
the tour.
Which way? Upstairs?
Yeah, we'll go upstairs.
That's quite a staircase. Lovely. Yeah, these houses are made for show, really. It is showing off, isn't it? It is.
Helen and Aidan start the tour in the medieval hall.
Oh, wow, look at that.
Yeah.
Amazing, fabulous room.
This is definitely the favourite room.
Wow. Is this the oldest part of the house?
This is the oldest part of the house. It's one of the old peel towers.
A wonderful room. The panelling's unusual, isn't it? It's come from... There's all sorts of age of panelling in there.
Yeah, the panellings came from Lorraine in France, from a place called Chateau Baraduc.
I like that. I've done my house. Mostly it's all salvage.
It suits us, that's how we do our
Well, it's cheap, isn't it?
It's cheap, It's cheap. I mean, do you know what? I think it's just better. I really just think it's
because
better.
everything's got a story, which is nice.
This is amazing. What else have we got to see?
Drew is shown the secret doorway to the hall's former dungeon.
The original Newell's staircase.
Oh, wow, look at this, T.
Mind your head through here.
Wow, what's this?
This is our oubliette.
Blimey. Wow, an oubliette. So this is from the French to forget.
It is. This is where, if the reivers or whatever were found rustling cattle or sheep, summary justice was administered. They dropped them through a hole in the ceiling into here. That was a barred window out into the fields, and they would forget about them.
And it's not like being in prison where they're going to give you some water and some food. They drop you in there to die. That's it. So in that little oubliette, God knows how many Scotsmen pinching this, that and the other have been killed.
Helen leads them into the parlour, where an imposing cabinet at the back of the room catches Drew's attention.
This fantastic bookcase,
Oh,
or cupboard,
right, yes.
or armoire, or whatever you want to call it.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's quite something. That's the sort of thing I like.
Oh, right. Well, it's been there. It was one of the first bits we bought when we bought the house. It's all pigeonholed.
Lovely.
Yeah.
So it needs one there. It's not really thick, so it's not an 18th century piece. Some of the veneer to the sort of shelf is broken off and there's lots of tea stains. It's just used, but do you know what? It's honest. It's incredibly honest. It's not had anybody mess with it, because a lot of those were stripped out and made into hanging space, or they'd take the top off and make one cupboard and then they'd make a server out of the other or a dresser base. Isn't that an amazing thing? It's survived.
This mahogany and pine deed cabinet from Dixon, Archer and Thorpe solicitors in nearby Alnwick was specifically made to store paperwork. Its size and provenance makes it worth around £7,000 after restoration.
Lovely. Did you pay a lot for it? Not too cheeky a question.
I paid £1,000, I think.
£1,000. Would you like me to give you a little bit of a profit on it?
Wow. Yeah.
I think it's lovely, actually. The top obviously splits off from there. It does.
Yeah, it's a nice piece. The reason why I like it is it's proportionate to this end wall, so when you come in, you've got a nice big piece.
Wonderful, real big masculine lump, but it's a big lump. I don't know, what would I pay for that today? Do you know what? I probably... I know. I think if it was to there, or a little bit higher, probably £3,500, £4,500 in this state. You could split it into that.
Top. So if you can double my profit on that, you can take it there.
For £2,000? No, I think £1,800 is going to do it. 'Cause I reckon I've got £1,000 to spend on it.
Yeah, I'd probably say 19.
19. Going to make more profit than I am. OK, so I'll tell you what then, because of the state it's in, and it is in a rotten state. You're looking at all this now as well down here, aren't you?
That's character, surely. It's character.
It's missing.
Yeah.
1850, sold.
OK.
Lovely, deal, thank you very much. It's very unusual to be able to buy something from a house that's, you know, in the living quarters. They're usually completely off the radar. They're not for sale. So that's great. Super. Wonderful.
Next, it's the pantry.
So what have we got? What have we got here?
Well, this is the back part of the house, really.
That's an unusual thing to have in your larder.
Well, I know. Normally associated with fabric and haberdashery. Yeah, it's
spice cabinet, sort of.
Like
That's deep, isn't it? How deep it is? It's 30. Look at that. That's the depth of it there. Look. That's quite decent. It's got some heavy. It's got some plate glass in there as well.
I think they're all.
It's a bit rough and ready.
Oh, here we go.
This oak cabinet is practical in design and never seems to go out of fashion. In tip-top condition, it could sell for up to £1,200.
I think it's in here for the sole reason that it fits nice and snugly under there.
Is it for sale?
Well, yeah, I can find something else to go in there, yeah.
OK. I can hit you with one... Well, what do you want?
I'd like you to come in first of all.
OK, I'm going to go in with one price, and that's it. That's it, 400 quid. Sorry.
Salvage King Drew Pritchard is at Leamington Hall, along the Scottish borders in rural Northumberland, where he has successfully purchased one item.
Super, deal. Wonderful.
But owner Helen Ruff is a consummate negotiator. Drew wants this haberdashery cabinet for a once-only offer of £400. But will she accept?
It's his bargaining face.
Bargaining face.
Yeah.
I don't think that's going to be enough because I probably would be looking at 5.
Yeah, no. Not for me. I'd probably said yes, but once I've seen that now, where it's bulging there, and then I'm going to spend £150 on it, plus our time and then the polish.
Yeah.
So 400 I'll buy.
You're taking the risk.
I'll take the risk. Whatever it comes out and it falls to bits, it's still mine at 400 quid.
OK, I'm happy with that.
Lovely. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
There you go. See another nice big lump to put on the van.
What he means is when we move it and it falls apart, it's my fault. That's what he's saying.
Exactly. Isn't that good?
Yeah.
This is turning into a very good day. I've managed to buy 2 great big lumps of furniture. One pretty spectacular and rare, the other one extremely saleable. Very good start. And the gloves are off. Everything seems to be for sale. Lovely. All right, where's next? Wow, so the dining room. Blimey, look at him. He sort of fits in, doesn't he, around here?
Yeah, he does.
Yeah.
He keeps the...
His actual history was he came from a London zoo, died of natural causes, and was in the London History Museum for about 15 years until they refreshed their lion display.
Yeah.
And he was the result of a purchase after probably more than 2 glasses of wine at a lunchtime auction, really.
Yeah, those can happen. The lion they have in there, it is spectacular, whether you like it or not. Whatever you do with that, it's going to look good. Wonderful room.
Yeah.
OK, no, nothing in here for me.
Right, that's fine.
No, next one. No, not for a lion. No. I quite fancy an emu.
Having exhausted the search inside, they go to an outbuilding where Helen dumps her cast-offs.
Oh, God.
So in here?
So embarrassing. So embarrassing.
Yeah, some good scrap there.
It has been a valuable storage space for all my junk over the last 9 years, yeah.
OK. It's your typical shed. Everything's just thrown in there. There's work going on. It's a right mess. In other words, it's my idea of heaven. So everything in here is just not surplus. Yeah.
Yeah, it's stuff that's been broken and...
Yeah. That's interesting.
Bobbin chair.
Yep.
Are those casters original, then?
Yes.
Porcelain.
Yep, porcelain
It's
caster.
one of my best bits, that.
Is that why it's in here? Yeah. With the bottom falling out? Yeah.
Let's turn it upside down. It's a Hessian bottom, isn't it?
Well, it was.
It was. Look at that.
Yeah.
Needs a bit of TLC.
Seen better days.
Yeah.
Bobbin refers to the turning or knob shapes carved into the wood. Popular during the time of Cromwell in the 17th century, the style was copied by the Victorians. Fully restored, it could be worth up to £895.
Yeah. Like that. What's that going to cost me then?
What do you think?
You looking at me?
Yeah, what do you think?
I'll tell you how much it would cost to fix it, but to buy it, wouldn't have a clue.
Go on, make me an offer.
100 quid. I knew that face was coming out.
I know.
I had to start
Just 100
somewhere.
quid.
I had to start somewhere.
No. I'd be looking more like 230.
Because you want to end up at 200. Yeah, that's not going to happen either. What if we end up at 175?
You've got a deal at 180.
Fine, sold. Thank you. Yes, lovely. Look, and that's lighting.
Nice. No,
Nice. Normally, I'd have to trek across the country to a nice country house auction to buy a chair like that. So to walk in here and buy that, it's an absolute bonus. It really is. Yeah.
The search at an end, it's now the thorny problem of how to dismantle the solicitor's cabinet. Extra troops are called for. At 9.5 feet tall, it's a very tight squeeze.
My job is I'm an antique buyer for the business, and that's what I have to do. I have to keep the stock full. I have to keep the shop interesting and what I'm buying exciting for our customers. Bar the cupboard, which might be a little difficult one to sell, the rest of it will go quickly, really quickly. Thank you.
Thank you.
Really enjoyed it today.
Brilliant.
Wonderful stuff. Fantastic, fabulous house, and I'll try and find somewhere as big as this place to put those.
It's straight back to base in Conwy to show off their purchases.
Lots of stuff.
A full van.
Yeah, well, nearly full, but we've got
Yeah.
some really, really good finds. Oh. There you go. Do you like that?
It reminds me of bobbins.
It is. Oh, it's called a bobbin chair.
No.
It is. Yeah, it's just lovely, classic sort of country house piece. Take this one off as well now, chaps. Now watch the front here, inside there. It's a glass-fronted haberdashery cabinet.
Drew's had an amazing day out. It was just fantastic to see a full van. And they're big items, big sort of masculine items.
Wasting no time, Gavin is given the task of restoring the haberdasher's cabinet. Using stripper, he dislodges the old layers of paint. Sanding the grain takes it down to its original form. A couple of coats of stain matches the front, making it ready to sell.
We're always desperate.
Later that week, Drew receives an email from an unknown contact, a retired antique dealer looking to part with some of his things. It's a risk, but Drew decides one worth taking. So he travels 125 miles south to Kington, in rural Herefordshire, in the hope of a good pick. Home to the ancient Church of St Mary's, this small medieval town lies along the banks of the River Arrow and is mentioned in the Domesday Book of 1086.
And we're off to see a guy called Paul Shepherd, and he's got part of his collection at his house.
It's a little bit of a shanty town. I need to clean it up, but even I put things in sheds 20, 30 years ago, and I can't even remember what I put in there, and I'm amazing myself all the time. I've got about an acre of land all told, I suppose, and it's a lot to manage.
But he says there's so much of it, you're probably not going to be able to dig through. And he said the good stuff's right at the back and you're not going to be able to get to it.
Oh, dear. You like getting to the back, though, don't you?
Well, I like getting to the back, but I don't like digging it all out afterwards.
Down here on the left.
Yeah, this is it. It's got to be proper hoarder. Every car he's ever owned parked outside the house. Hello. Paul, how you doing?
Very pleased.
Nice to meet you at last.
Yep.
How you doing?
Hi, Paul. Glad you found it okay.
No problem.
Do you want to make a start?
Yeah, where do we go first?
Right,
This one?
I'd suggest this one here, right. Yep. It's a bit ramshackle, and you'll have to cope with no lights.
Got a torch here somewhere.
Yes, you'll need it. You'll need it in here.
Even though the shed is packed to the gunwales, Drew soon spots a unique item.
That's...
Yeah. Oh, that could be a wonderful lamp, actually.
Heat lamp.
Yeah, but I think you can put a bulb in there.
Yeah,
and
they're
then...
very easy to convert.
Yeah, and it's a stunning, stunning-looking thing, you know.
It's not bad, actually, is it?
Thought to have many health benefits, heat lamps were very popular in the mid-20th century. After minor changes to the wiring, this 1950s version could retail for around £150.
It's got a very nice look, and you know, you can either repaint it or just polish it down to chrome.
Yeah. How much is it?
Go on, make me. It's the first thing you've make me a sensible
Oh, come on,
offer.
you're a dealer now.
No,
Come on.
Come on,
No
it's your
messing
day
about.
here. Come on,
It's your stuff.
Make me an offer and we'll start haggling. Come on.
We'll start haggling.
Come on.
What do they normally pay for it? 25 quid.
Yep.
There you go.
Put
See?
that, I want a
Fair.
handshake. That's it.
Fair.
Was that easy or not?
That was very easy, actually.
There
very
we go.
easy. Could have got it for less.
Huh? Maybe not. You won't know. You won't know.
I don't want to know, don't worry. It's a great way to start the day, to just be able to get the first purchase out of the way like that.
I'd looked at that and thought, yes, that can be made with a bulb in it into a fantastic-looking industrial-look piece, which would suit, you know, a flat in Pimlico or Belgravia or anywhere like that. And I thought he's sure to be interested in that, and I was right. So we need to go just round that way.
Right, OK.
With acres to cover and so much stuff to rummage through, there's no time to waste.
And it's all falling down.
Blimey.
Told you.
Let's go.
In you go, Drew. We'll wait here.
Oh, my good God. You've got so much stuff in here, Paul.
Oh, it's nuts.
It's actually a bit more than what I expected. A classic dealer hoarder. Oh. You're not going to get time to go through every single one, so you've got to do sort of a very quick preliminary search of every building.
And I mean, you will either like it or hate it.
I'm intrigued now. Contractors and funeral directors.
I just thought that was quirky.
It's on hardboard, I think. Ply. Too new.
Too new. Look at the design facts.
I don't have the customers for that.
Look at the quality of the work.
Yeah.
And it's just
terrible.
one of those odd things. Is it terrible? I mean, that is an amazing thing.
No.
Think about it.
I'll think no.
No.
No. No. No. No. Next shed.
Salvager Drew Pritchard is in rural Herefordshire, visiting ex-antique dealer Paul Shepherd at his rickety yard. He's managed to buy a lamp.
Was that easy or not?
That was very easy.
But everything else has failed to impress.
Next shed. Because you've got loads, haven't you?
Shed.
There's a lot of stuff that has got no interest. It's just things that are broken in the house and he's chucked them in the shed. Not many real antiques at all. But who knows? That's what the job is. That's what I've got to do. I've got to find something.
Is that tribal art?
No.
That's it. Right.
Next one?
Oh, yes.
Off we go.
Onward and upward.
I'll point out anything that I like the look of. How's that?
Yeah, great. How
Is
about
that all
old
right?
telephones?
No.
No.
Like I said, I'll point out anything I like the look of. How's that?
Yep. Right, here we go. Now.
Good.
Mind
Shed.
where you step in here again.
Right.
Like everything here, a few hazards.
OK, well, I'll just carry on having a look through then. OK.
An MOT sign?
No.
No.
No. Little bit of a better look at these.
I think there's a pair of those.
There is, the other one's just there.
Yeah, and they've got a bit of age as well, they have.
That one's under repair to the seat. Is the other one? Yeah, it's been repaired. It's split underneath.
And when if you'd strip them, would you?
No, God no.
Crafted between 1910 and 1920, these beech stools came from a school science lab and are desirable because of their simple utilitarian design. They could fetch up to £125 each.
The floor's uneven.
Don't worry. How much are they, Paul?
What, 20 quid?
20 quid. That's going to be a little bit too much on these. No, 20 quid.
Right.
20 quid.
Shake on it, done.
Marvellous.
That's it. I was surprised that Drew took an interest in the stools, but then again, there is beauty in anything that's handmade, and I think that's why he was drawn to them. Right.
Very good. So where's next?
Right, we need to go over here now, and this is really into wild territory. So watch where you're stepping.
Oh, there's another shed here as well.
Yeah,
Anything in there?
and that's crammed full as well, but the roof has gone.
I'll have a quick look at your Land Rover, though. It's Series 2 Safari. It's quite decent panels on it. What is it, 58, 59?
Yeah, it needs a lot of money spent on it. Oh, you can see I've got all the seats there, but he put those in.
Old Jaguar seats in it.
Yeah, or some old car seats.
There'll be some panels for somebody. Doors. I think these rear doors here.
It has a lovely aroma inside as well.
It's its own aroma.
Yeah.
Oh, they do, don't they?
Are you not going to make Rebecca's day by buying it?
No, it's a Safari, so quite a desirable model, but in the condition it's in, it's not my type of thing. But somebody should save that one because all the panels and all the bits are all there. One more place?
Yeah, I've got one more thing in mind, you know. Right, I think this will be the last little bit now.
All right.
And one or two things here that might just be of interest.
Oh, a lot of vinyl.
Oh, I've got...
A lot of vinyl. 100.
I've got thousands.
Ah, that.
Ah, right.
Haven't seen any of that in a while.
No, that was, again, something... Don't know whether I want to sell that or not.
This is... Do you know what that is?
It's very unusual. That's why I'd kept it.
It's called tramp art.
Ah. Classical poses, you know.
Professor McFadden, Classical Poses, 1893.
Which must reflect on the age of it.
The only downside is this modern piece of timber, well, not modern, but later piece of the timber that's been put in.
Yeah, no, I guess...
It's unusual, it's all hardwood.
Yeah, and it's... I mean, just think, how long would it take you
to do that?
To
Do you see how this is constructed? This is layered.
It's layers, yeah.
It does have a distinct following and a very, very distinct look. And also, my American clients like it a lot. They really, really like it.
More common in America from the mid-1800s to the Great Depression, tramp art is known for pieces made from discarded materials and crafted by untrained artists. This picture frame could sell for around £200.
Well, what do you want for that, then?
You'd have to give me a sensible offer on that, because that's one of those things. You give me a sensible offer and I'll contemplate it.
50.
50. Tell you what, leave it sat there. Let's carry on going round and let me contemplate that.
OK. What figure did you have in mind? You could keep that. You could keep the picture.
Do you know, I am...
He probably wants the picture.
I am a deltiologist. That's what I started out as.
What's that?
Deltiologist is a postcard collector.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh,
there you've learned something today.
I always say on the way in, we'd learn something. I said, if you go see an old dealer, you learn something.
Yep. So, OK, no. Do 60 on it and we'll have a deal.
Sold.
There we are.
With a postcard, if nothing else.
No, that's with the postcard.
Just great. Again, a good reason why I do this job, to find something like that.
It's been up here so long.
That thing up there, do you want me to get up there?
No. If I pass that to Drew.
Thank you.
That's it. Let me just get
right, that's great.
Hang on.
Lovely. Right there.
Yep, so I'm using your shoulder, Drew.
And that's how it clamps up. It's very basic, isn't it? I love that. Just needs a bit of fettling, doesn't it?
In full working order and with a new shade, this 1950s retro timber lamp could retail for up to £300.
OK, I like that. Conditions all right. Not wonderful, but go on then.
Right, now you're the expert on angle poise, so come on.
This isn't an angle poise. I really like the frame. I don't like the top.
You know, go on, hit me with a figure.
25 quid.
Yeah, OK.
That's more than fair.
It is, actually. I was
fair.
thinking along the same line. His offer to me for that, I immediately thought, yeah, that's very fair, and he knows his stuff.
Here you go, Drew.
Top. Thank you very much. I need some more boxes, T.
This is your favourite frame?
Yeah.
Cheers. Here you go, Drew.
It was an odd way Paul decided to do the deals today. He sort of asked me what I wanted to pay for each individual item. Him being a dealer, I'd expect him to come the other way round. That's usually how it's done.
I always had a figure in my head, and it was, strangely enough, the same figure that he came out with. And that's the unusual thing today.
Paul, fantastic day.
It's been an absolute pleasure meeting you.
Thank you very much.
I've
enjoyed myself, and we've got a couple of items that I really love.
Well, that's the main thing, isn't it? That's the main thing. Let me see you out.
Thanks.
Drew is a wonderful man. The saddest thing is there wasn't enough time for him to see everything because you can't get at it, and I would dearly like him to come back again.
So,
well, odd collection of stuff.
Aladdin's cave?
No. A couple of the bits we got there are actually really interesting. That tramp art frame, really interesting.
At base in North Wales,
Do you want to come out?
Come on.
Drew's ringing the changes and taking Rebecca out on a pick to a nearby country house. It's just a short drive south to Llangollen, Denbighshire.
It is quite a large house, and there's a manager for the house now, and they have asked us to come in and have a look at if there's anything we'd like to buy, because they want to have a clear-out.
Trevor Hall is tucked away in the secluded Dee Valley and sits on an ancient site dating back to the 1300s. It's one of Wales's best examples of a Grade 1 listed Georgian mansion.
My name is Janet Evans, and I've taken over the running of Trevor Hall here in Llangollen. Although the property has an amazing facade, the inside isn't quite what you would expect because the owners were into the music industry.
This is a normal house call, even though it's quite a grand house, but it's got that difficult thing where we're having to deal with a third party, not directly with the owner. So anything we make a bid on or are interested in buying, they have to ring the owner.
Welcome to Trevor Hall.
Janet?
Yeah.
Drew, how you doing?
Pleased to meet you.
Got my wife Rebecca with me. And Enzo, you don't mind dogs, do you?
Not at all. Welcome,
Hello,
dogs.
Janet.
Hi, Rebecca. Nice to meet you.
And you.
Wow, this is amazing.
Come on in and have a look.
Great,
Love
okay.
to.
Yeah. Oh, thank you.
Oh, wow, I love the chimney piece. Look at that. So that's the Trevor family crest, I'm presuming.
Yes, I should imagine it is, yeah.
These are wonderful. These are almost medieval in style, these, aren't they? The unusual thing about this is, you see, it's all plain now. In the day, it was probably painted. Very gaudily all over, yeah. Wonderful. So, I mean, you've got some elements of the original house still here, then, because, I mean, you've got a Victorian floor down. This is from the second half of the 19th century. It's made in Birmingham, this type of tile. A real strange mix of styles. You know, 18th century chimney pieces to sort of, you know, Indian thrones.
Yes, yeah,
It's
and
a
there's
strange
much
one.
more to come when you go round. You'll enjoy it, I'm sure.
Next, Janet takes them to the parlour.
I love the Space Invaders
Look at this.
machine.
Yeah.
Does that work as well?
Yes, it does.
Does it?
Yes, do you want to see?
Yeah, go on.
Go
let's
on.
do it.
Yeah.
I used to play this.
Did you?
I'm very competitive. So, tough day at the office,
Yeah, it
darling.
is another tough day at the office.
Is this how you spend all your days?
Yeah, always. Yeah. No, I'd have definitely beaten T on that. He's rubbish at things like that. But Rebecca, she's absolute mustard. And any games, I never win. Well, there's nothing in here for me.
OK.
So if we went through, I don't know what's through that way. Can we have a look that way? So this is the, what's this? Another snug? Wonderful shutters. Now.
What's Drew found?
Well, I can't buy them, unfortunately, but these tiles here are by an incredibly influential designer called William de Morgan.
Wow.
And it was all to do with that sort of the late 19th century arts and crafts movement, aesthetic movement, and they're also very, very valuable.
Gosh.
But they're part of the listing of the building, I'm sure, so you
Yes,
can't take them out. But now you know you can all look after them now.
Yes. Yes, I'm nervous now.
Yeah.
Don't
Well, just
touch
leave them where they
the
are. They're fine. They're not going anywhere.
Yeah.
They're not going anywhere, but they're beautiful.
Wow.
Anyway, no, nothing in here for me, I'm afraid, apart from those, obviously.
Which you can't take.
Which I can't have. No. All the furniture downstairs is either reproduction or sort of either Indonesian, Chinese, whatever. It's not really my type of thing. I'm looking for genuine, real country house artefacts.
Not a promising start, but there are more rooms upstairs.
So this is the four-poster bedroom.
It's all reproduction furniture in here, so nothing for me.
This room here is known as Highland Fling.
Wow, I can see why.
So I was hoping you might like this, Drew.
I sold my Cadillac. I wanted to sort of show Rebecca the reality of what we do on a day-to-day basis, so we're wandering around and there's nothing here to buy.
I've got a horrible feeling we might be going back with an empty van.
The third floor is Drew's final chance to make the day a success.
This is the Chinese room in
Ah,
here.
Drew.
Oh, wow, this is lovely. Oh, no, this I do like.
Yeah, I like
this
this
is really
one as well.
lovely, but it is difficult to shift.
I think it's my favourite.
It's hard to sell. I think this is actually an old... These are old pieces, actually.
They are, yeah. It was left in the house along with the Chesterfield downstairs.
The brown Chesterfield down in the
Yes,
hallway.
yeah.
Well, I noticed that the second I walked in, and the one thing I've seen here all day that I keep going back to in my head, I really like it. I buy a lot of leather furniture, and particularly Chesterfields and Chesterfield armchairs.
OK.
Is it something that's for sale?
Well, we can go and have a look. Depends on the price, obviously.
Sure,
But
I'd like
yeah,
to
let's
see
go
it.
and
I'd
have a
like
look.
to see it. I've already noticed it needs a bit of work,
OK.
but we can discuss that when we get down there.
OK.
Perhaps at the right price, the Chesterfield will make the journey worthwhile.
I was quite surprised that Drew didn't mention it when he first entered the hall because it was right by the dining table. But obviously, I suppose he was being polite.
Don't you think it would be quite rude if I just walked in and go, oh, hi, nice to meet you, can I buy your sofa? I had to sort of, you know, you've got to be polite. I'm in somebody else's house looking at their furniture.
Here we are, the Chesterfield.
Yeah, this is really, really good looking. This is where they always get ripped. You see, that's the colour it would have been there.
It's had a big repair over there, and this one's had a repair. See where it's been stitched over the top there?
No, I didn't notice that.
Yeah, see that there? The bad news is the damage has been repaired in the past, but it's still a great-looking piece of furniture.
This tufted, well-worn leather-buttoned Chesterfield is a timeless English classic. In need of some minor repairs, it could fetch around £1,800.
So it's good, but it's a bit rough. That said, I still like to buy it, so I wonder what sort of price you'd like for it.
Well, what would you like to offer for it?
Well, I'm going to offer as little as I can get away with, clearly, but it's...
So, shoot.
Shoot. I'm thinking sort of 750.
I do know that when we were talking earlier, it was more in the 1,000 realm.
Drew Pritchard is at Trevor Hall, a manor house deep in the Welsh countryside.
Yeah, this is really, really good looking.
He's made an offer of £750 on a Chesterfield. Estate manager Janet has gone to phone the owner to see if she's prepared to accept Drew's price.
It is nice, and the colour's perfect. It could only be better if it was black and in this condition. So we'll see what she's got to say.
I saw you look at it as soon as you came in the front door.
No, it's lovely.
Yeah.
It's lovely. I've got to be able to leave here with this today. It ticks all the boxes for the sort of thing I like to buy, and my customers want me to buy.
So, I've just spoken to Mrs. Parker, the owner of the house.
Yeah.
She said she'd be prepared to let it go for 1,000.
It's got to be 1,000.
It's got to be
Absolutely
1,000.
no less.
No less.
The colour's that nice, even with the damage. I'm definitely going to buy it. Thank you.
Brilliant. There we go.
I will need a hand getting it on the van. Have you got a man handy?
I have my husband here.
Great,
so
he'll need to give me a hand.
yeah,
It's
he
not
can
the
give me a
heaviest one in the world, but it's also not that light. But no, lovely. Lovely, lovely. We'll get this tailgate down. What I have got now is a superb, fashionable, cool sofa, which I will have people beating the door down to buy. Much appreciated.
It's lovely
Janet,
to meet you,
nice to
Drew.
meet you too.
Mrs. Parker and I had talked about removing it from the hall, and Drew's just come and bought it, which is wonderful.
Well, I've had an absolute ball.
Did you enjoy it?
I've loved it. Could I not have a natter with tea and see if I can come out on some more?
You can do.
I've got nicer legs than tea.
Enzo's got nicer legs than tea.
And back at Conway.
Oh, good, good.
Good, good. Très bon.
The much maligned tea is ready to unload.
Careful.
Cameron, put down a sec.
So it's a 50s and or a bit later, horsehair stuffed, button seat Chesterfield in beautiful distressed condition.
That's lovely, Drew.
Isn't that lovely? This was the best thing in the house and we bought it.
Drew's back on the road again with regular sidekick T, and he's making the 4.5-hour journey east to Norfolk in the hope that a long shot will pay off.
We're going to see a guy called Pete at Gillings of Diss. Right. It's not our usual sort of place. It's MOD military surplus. But I've heard he'll sort of design things for his own house, and it's very unusual. Worth a visit, so let's get there.
Pete has been in the salvage business for 50 years.
I've always tried to make something out of nothing. I wouldn't call it design, I would call it necessity. Just using something twice, really. So if I could see an idea in making something and making it useful, I would do.
Hello.
Hello.
They meet in Pete's flat above the yard.
Yep.
Drew.
Drew, how you doing?
How you doing? You all right?
Good.
Pete, tea.
How you doing?
Thanks for letting us come over. It's not our usual fare, really, military surplus.
OK.
But I can see already that there's a little bit more to it. And it's a good look. I like what you're doing. It's cool.
Yeah, some of it came out of necessity, you know. We didn't have all the money in the world when we started building, so you have to make use of things the best way you could.
Yeah, and that sometimes turns out the best things, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Like that, the hood there.
Well, yeah.
That's great.
Definitely wanted to keep that because that Morris 1000 Traveller, and we moved down there in it and it was absolutely skin. So that had to, something had to stay.
You've got to keep that, haven't you? That's irreplaceable. So we're here buying. What's for sale? Is it just stuff in the yard? Is there anything goes?
Well, the oldest saying in the world is everything's for sale.
See that retro mirror sort of thing at the back? That's good looking now, isn't it?
My dad, he bought that from Venice when I was a kid. I couldn't part with it, really.
But you know, I think it's cool now.
Well, of course, it's retro.
Well, that I like. It's got a price ticket on it, has it?
Has it? I think that's when I bought it.
Operating room
So
trolley.
that was a long time ago.
That's quite a long time ago. So what? Let's have a look. Yeah, it looks in fairly good nick, actually.
Yeah.
It's not bad, is it?
Made in the 1930s, this ex-MOD medical operating room trolley was taken from RAF Honington in nearby Suffolk and would have stored surgical instruments. It retails for around £300.
It's not bad, is it? What are they going to cost me?
Well, a thing like that now would probably be 200 quid.
OK. What about, you going to do it for 175?
Well, I ain't going to argue with you. You know, it's neither here nor there, is it?
Up to you. Don't have to.
Yeah, well, I don't really want to sell anything in here, but, you know, I don't mind. You're here, you've made a journey, you made the effort to get here.
Yeah.
I'd like to give you a start.
I'm keen to buy.
Go on in.
175, we'll have that. There you go.
Sure.
Brilliant. Exactly the sort of thing that I want to buy. And in nice nick as well. It's been overpainted, but that doesn't matter. Good looking. It's for sale. Bought it at the right money. Very happy.
Drew is led to a storage area and immediately spots a wooden stool.
What I do like the look of was this. Have you got any more of these?
No. I should have, because I burnt about 120 of them. They came out of HMS Ganges.
You're joking.
But it was years ago and they weren't worth anything.
Oh, man.
People didn't want them then, but I just saved one for myself. But it's just nice old things, aren't they?
Yeah. I know. I just think they're lovely. They're really tactile. Look, the split seat there around that knot. That's nice.
HMS Ganges was a Victorian Royal Navy training ship. The stool is made from elm and beech and has sleek, tapered legs. With such provenance, it could be worth up to £275.
I think I sold the last lot I had for £0.50 each.
Really? You've had them a while.
Just to put you in the picture, but no, I just kept that one for myself.
So is this not for sale then?
Well, you know, and everything for sale. Open your mouth.
All right, give us a price.
50 quid.
Fine, sold. There you go, that wasn't too hard.
Sorry.
Not what I expected when we got here. I thought it was just going to be military surplus, a big warehouse full of old boots and bits of tanks. But no, Pete's got a good eye. So yeah, can we have a look at the yard?
Sure.
Some of the warehouses?
Yeah, different stuff out there.
Let's have a look.
OK.
Show us through. What's this?
It's a one-man submarine.
You're joking.
Look, it's got the propeller and everything.
Wow, what a thing. So what age is this, then?
I think it's wartime.
Yeah, I think it's wartime as well, looking at it.
Yeah.
That's a rare thing, isn't it?
I think if you found a museum, you could ring the bell with that. But to you, today, 400 quid you bought it.
400 quid. No. Ooh, like your chopper. Nice. I had one of these when I was a kid, a black one. Oh, T, we can get you some new clothes. Do you sell any camouflage shorts?
I do.
Yes. Brilliant shop, Pete. I like it. I haven't been to a proper army surplus place in years. Ah, is this what we're talking about?
Dun-dun-dun.
T.
Do you think, are they me?
Changing room there.
They're you. I think it's an improvement, T.
Do you think so?
Yeah. You can try those on. I'll buy, if they suit you, I'll buy them for you. How's that? Lights I'm looking for.
Okay.
Always want lights, if you've got any. Old signage, quite like some old signs. When I come to these places, the only military bits that really work well for me is sort of military standard furniture, any sort of cabinets and storage, and lighting and seating. As long as it's older stuff, it's really saleable.
Did you see these lampshades? Because I do get thousands of these.
Yeah, I've had these in the past, and they're a bit tricky. You have to buy
a flat plate for both sides for the bulb holder.
What about if I had the holders as well?
What are they? They're cheap, aren't they? But,
pound a piece.
They're not cheap, are they? They're good value.
They're very good value.
That's
Excellent
it, yeah.
value.
A very good salesman told me that. It's never cheap.
Nothing cheap.
It's good value. No, nothing in here.
OK.
Coming down here, taking a bit of a long shot, really, to come and buy stuff from a military surplus place. But I've met Pete. Pete's just not a standard dealer in, you know, buys it X, sells it Y. He has a go at all sorts. He's got a bit of an eye as well. He likes different things. He likes the things I like. So maybe he'll think of me first. That's the essence of the job. And he's a good guy, good fun. I enjoyed it. OK, then I think we're done, are we, Pete? We've seen everything?
So, yeah. I think so, yeah.
Been a pleasure. Nice to meet you.
Been nice
Enjoyed
meeting you
it.
too.
Thank you very much.
Good.
Take care. See ya.
Bye. Drew and me, I guess, we've grown up in this stuff and got a living out of it over the years. We're all looking for that bit of treasure that you're going to find that no one else knows what it is. Yeah, probably the best thing about today is meeting Drew and finding out the sort of stuff he sells. He knows what he's talking about, so now I know him, maybe we can do some business in the future.
There you go. So what do you think of that today?
That was a very interesting day.
Enjoy it?
Yeah, it was a good laugh today.
Well, I'm glad you enjoyed yourself today.
I did.
Don't ever say I don't buy you anything.
I won't know where they've
We
gone.
just need to camouflage the rest of you.
In the warehouse, saddler John Helm is working on the Chesterfield from Trevor Hall. To repair the rip, a mending technique using waxed knitting thread and a curved saddle needle does the trick. Large holes can only be fixed with a new leather patch. And it's ready for the boss's finishing touch.
The difference between a good and a bad Chesterfield is huge. Colour choice is number one, and then the wear. So look at that seat come up there now, it's beautiful. That's amazing, like a big bar of chocolate. I'd love to own this. Perfect. Done.
Ace salvager Drew Pritchard is always on the lookout for good quality stock for his showroom in Conwy, North Wales. Finding different quirky pieces is key to a successful business. But as important as the items are the people who sell them.
This week I'm pulling out my little black book and I'm going to go and see some contacts I've had in the past and one new one. The whole business is based on your contacts, who you know. And this, for me, has worked out for years and years. It keeps the lifeblood of the business going.
Today, Drew and T are travelling 260 miles south from Conwy to Taunton, the county town of Somerset.
Right, today, T, we are off to see Sir Ben Slade at Maunsell House down here in Somerset. His house is spectacular. I've been down here before and bought stuff from Ben, and he's bought stuff back from me. But Ben is a buyer. He loves to spend money on furniture. The place will be rammed full of stuff.
Maunsell House is a 13th century manor house on a 2,000-acre estate. Although it's Sir Ben's home, it's frequently used as a wedding venue, and his penchant for buying furniture has caused some serious overcrowding.
It's clutter, and you can't get enough people in the rooms. It's rather like a pub. If you've got too many slot machines, there's not enough drinking rooms, so you've got to get rid of the slot machines because there's more profit in drink than there is in the slot machine, and that's what we try and do here.
We'll see how we get on with him. Ben likes to spend, and he likes to sell it afterwards as well. The stuff that he buys, I always like. There you go, look at that for a tree-lined drive.
Wow.
Isn't it beautiful?
Stunning.
Ben.
Good seeing you. Welcome.
How you doing? Good to see you again.
Good to see you. Come inside. Right. Come on, Molly. In you go, ball.
Their first stop is the Georgian-style dining room.
This table's fabulous, T. Look at this.
Oh, it's amazing.
16th century, comes from Tuscany.
One piece, the whole top.
Yeah.
Isn't that quite something?
How many offers has Drew made you on that one, then?
No, I don't think he's got enough to buy that.
I've got enough, but I'd hold up probably all my money in one item. I don't know, what would it take to buy this off you, Ben?
I don't know, about, I have to look in my book, about 40, 60 or something.
40 or 60 or something?
Yeah, something like that. Well, what would it cost in London, you know?
Oh, yeah.
Like you keep saying, is there another one anyway?
35 to 50. I think it's probably realistic for something like this. It's amazing. Look at that.
Yeah.
You go as far as 60 quid, though?
Not tempted to hand over £50,000 for one table, it's on to the next room.
The library. So I see we're a bit over-furnitured in here.
We are, yeah. It's a bit cluttered. I need to be able to get 30 people in here, and we're losing good drinking room.
And I think I can probably help you out. There's a few bits and bobs I like the look of here. Well, this ottoman, this isn't doing anything, is it? Top's come off.
Don't know, mate.
Was that hinged at some point?
Yeah, it'd be hinged.
The ottoman, a type of footstool, first came to Europe in the late 18th century from Turkey, the heart of the Ottoman Empire. This mid-19th century version needs substantial repair work, but restored it could be worth about £400.
That one's all right. So, OK, Ben, come on, let's kick off. What do you want for this one, then?
Fairly valuable.
Right, 100 quid.
I think we need a bit more than that, because, you know, a lot of people like sitting on it.
But it needs a lot of work. It's got button out there. That one's pulled through. That one's missing. Pleats are coming apart. Hinges have come off. And the leather's coming away all the way around. So, how much more?
Well, I reckon it's worth a few quid more than that, you know, because you could probably sell that in London for quite a lot, really.
OK. Well, I'll tell you what, get things started. £150 as it stands.
Think up a freckle.
Again?
I'll have a think about that.
You have a think about that. I'll keep going.
Think about that. I'll see how much money you've got.
All right. There's another couple of bits over here that I like the look of as well. I'll pull them out, shall I? What about that one? Is this to go?
Yeah, it's got to go. Everything's got to go.
This 19th century leather desk chair is the kind of original English furniture that's come back into fashion. It could fetch up to £950.
Price?
£750.
How about 300?
Well, to replace it, if you were lucky, would be 750, because it's quite a good one.
It is quite a good one. I'm not going to... I can't pay 750 because there's no money left in it. I've got to see a profit. I've got to see a profit.
OK. What would you come up to, then?
I actually think that's the original leather looking at it. If it's not the original leather, I'd be surprised. It's really good. Tell you what, let's go 500 quid.
Can you squeeze a little bit more?
Well, what about the ottoman? If I say 700 quid for this and the ottoman.
It's only 200 quid for that.
Yeah, but it needs loads of work. Are we anywhere near?
Drew and T are in Somerset, making a return visit to Sir Ben Slade at his 13th century manor house. There's plenty of good quality antique furniture to attract Drew, but Sir Ben is holding firm on prices.
100 quid.
I think we need a bit more than that.
So far, Drew hasn't convinced him to make a sale.
If I say 700 quid for this and the ottoman, are we anywhere near?
Well, I'll have a think about that.
OK. It's not easy doing the first deal with Ben. I forgot. He just wants to make sure that he's getting the best deal.
OK.
If we do 750 on the pair?
Yeah, all right.
Yeah? Deal.
Right.
Fantastic. We've got some money changed hands at last. Ben's no fool, so I've had my work cut out trying to buy from him. But a good start. We've managed to buy a couple of pieces that I couldn't buy anywhere else. Really pleased. What about the club fender?
Is that for sale?
Well, you had one off me last time.
Yes.
That one is more valuable.
Yes.
And I can't replace it because I've been trying to replace it ever since.
Oh, right, 'cause it doesn't fit there, does it? It's not big enough.
No, it doesn't fit, yeah. I need a decent one, exactly the same size to fit in there so that it's just not wide enough.
What about if I gave you £950 for it?
I can't replace it.
You could probably get one made for that, I would say.
Because it doesn't fit, and then it's wobbly. So obviously I would sell it, but I have to replace it.
OK. So what are we going to do about that one? Not for sale?
Well, find me another one.
I'll see what I can do, but that offer stands on that one.
OK.
OK.
Come on, boys.
Next, it's upstairs to investigate some of the 13 bedrooms reserved for wedding guests and visitors.
So you wait till you see this room. Look at this.
That's a proper room.
Look at that. This is where the brides stay, is it?
Yeah, we can get... It's 8.5 foot wide, this bed. It's a great bed of Morsel, and we can get 7 people in the bed.
Hey, that's a night out, isn't it?
We charge 7 times as much.
Oh, glad to go. Well done, well done. Again, you know, there's a lot of furniture in here.
Yeah, it's too much, really.
Too much furniture again in here. I tried this one here. What about that one?
Oh, that one? No, that's a proper antique.
Yeah. Lovely seat. But it's new. The second I pick it up, straight away I thought, oh no, it's wrong. It's quite a good copy, but it's a copy. The sort of nuts and bolts of it are, it's rubbish, to be honest.
It was rather unfortunate. He did look underneath it. Had I thought that he might do that, I think I would have had a look under there with my screwdriver and sorted it out beforehand.
People who get married and come in here must be over the moon.
They get up to all sorts of antics, and sometimes they have to ring the bell. We have a bell, you pull a rope here, and they get into trouble.
Does it work?
Yeah, and they ring that, and we have to come and untie them and get, you know, whatever. Only on request.
That's really good. Do you charge extra for that?
Yeah.
OK, let's go on.
An impressive room in all sorts of ways, but with nothing to buy, it's on to the next.
Come on, dogs. So what's this? Who stays in here, Ben?
Usually the mother-in-law or something like that, you know. It's very handy because you can shoot squirrels out of 3 different windows.
Always handy during a wedding, I find. That one's all right. Sort of daybed there, that's quite nice, I think. That's rather nice, Ben.
Good feet.
It is. It has got great cracking feet, hasn't it? Oh, yeah.
You need a daybed for the office, do you, Drew?
Hey, for me, for just lying about on. It looks amazing, doesn't it? The quality of the legs is the quality of the feet's amazing, but the frame's not so good, unfortunately. I love the wear to it. So what's that going to cost then, Ben?
Well, a fair amount. It's very handy because that's where they put their suitcases.
Yeah. So is that a no-go?
Well,
too handy?
Unless you come up with some serious money.
Daft price. OK. The second I sort of looked at Ben, I could see he's not going to let that go. It's too good for business, that piece. Where on earth did you get that from? Did somebody make this for you?
No, it's very old, actually. It is genuine. Have a look at it. It was a children's bike. It's pre-1900.
I love it. Some of the elements of it are really well engineered, like the chain ring and the cranks and the pedals are all cast into as one section and beautifully made.
This 19th century wooden bicycle was originally made as a child's toy. It's a one-off and in excellent condition. It could sell for almost £500.
I'd like to pay you £225.
Can't you squeeze it up a bit? Because I think you'll get more than that in London.
I don't think so.
In London, you would.
I think it's had a couple of alterations over the years. These screws here, the nuts and bolts, sorry, here, which there's no other nut and bolt on the whole bike that looks like that. They're all this type.
Well.
So this is later. So I think maybe this has been an addition, because this is this doesn't sort of feel right.
Health and safety made them put it in, I suppose, at a later date.
Health and safety. It's signed to Bradley Wiggins there.
Oh, is it?
I don't know whether that's original.
Team GB. No, I'm gonna stick on 225 for that. It gives me a margin. Yeah, because I may have to sell it at 300 quid. If it doesn't go in 3 months' time, it's 300 quid or less, and it's got to go. I don't want stuff hanging around. I really, really don't want stuff hanging around, but that I like. What do you think?
You can't squeeze any more, 225.
225, 250? All in? That's it, isn't it?
Yep.
That's fair. Cheers, Ben. It's perfect. Don't have to do anything. Little bit of stock. Turn of the century, maybe a little bit earlier. Very unusual. I really like it.
Are you a proper wheeler dealer now?
Yes.
With the house done and dusted, it's off to the outside sheds.
This is nice, Ben.
Yeah.
Where did this one come from?
I've been lying up at Durling's, I think.
We opened the door, and clear as day, there is a fantastic table right in front of me. An absolute belter. This has got everything. It's got Cotswold Country House, Gloucestershire Country House, London Townhouse. It's got, you know, cool Dorset Farmhouse written all over it. It's cool as hell. Everybody wants one, and I'm looking right at one. Can't believe my eyes.
The tabletop is made from 3 planks of 18th century oak. The legs and frame need repairing, but tables like this are hard to find. Restored, it's worth about £4,000.
Love it. What's it going to cost me?
I would say to replace that, because that's good on top, isn't it? It's a couple of grand or something, isn't it?
I'll go 1,100.
You have to go a bit more than that, because actually, you know that's very marketable.
It's had quite a lot of work done to it. The stretcher here has been reduced so you can get people's legs underneath.
You've got to get your knees underneath. You've got to be practical.
Look.
What?
Look.
Well, it's old.
Well, I know it's old, but it's had a metal rod in there to sort of bring that back. Now, I can keep that, but I've got to do some work to it. So and this side has all been stripped back and sanded very, very badly.
Well, you just...
and sort of ruined, really.
Re-sand it again.
That's exactly, it'll have to be. It'll have to be.
Be all right.
So, I'll tell you what, I'll give you one price. £1,250. Come on, it's got to be. That's a good deal. That's a good deal. That's fair. That's fair.
Well, I'll see how much money we need at the end of the day.
With the deal up in the air, Drew goes hunting for something else he could include with the price of the table. And T might have found just the thing.
This is lovely. This is really nice.
Yeah, it's a big one, isn't it?
Yeah, I really like that. That's lovely.
It's an early 19th century boot scraper. This one is larger than most and could sell for around £500.
If I was to say, I'll give you 1,500 for the pair.
That one's worth about £2,000.
Really squeezing my profit, you see.
No.
You are squeezing my profit very, very hard there. Let's knock it on the head. 1,900 quid.
For these two?
Yeah.
Why don't you go to 2,000 and then you're getting that one for free, so it's all in at 2.
Deal.
So Sir Ben gets the £2,000 he wanted for the table, but Drew gets the boot scraper included in the price.
Paid a bit much, but still, it's a hell of a good table. Once Alex has been through that thing, it'll look $1 million. And there's not many that good on the market at any one time in the UK. Very happy.
The marathon negotiations done, a quick breather is in order.
This tea you're going to love.
But it's not drinks on offer today.
In Ben's bar, you can go in there and you can pick all these guns up and mess around with them. Brilliant, it was like being 10. Tea, I think we need to go and run around outside and play war.
I think this is the one we need.
Oh, yes.
This is the classic.
Classic AK-47.
Well, I mean, we have regular shooting on this stage, so if you fancy a bit of shooting, we have keepers and things out here. We're going to get some real guns. Yeah, no problem.
Oh, yes, please. One thing I love doing, and it's one of the things I really love doing, is clay pigeon shooting. I really, really like it. And any chance I get, I do it, and I've done it an awful lot.
Bull! Chase it, bang. Oh, absolutely.
I better
inches.
get it on the next one.
Absolutely
You will.
inches.
Better get it on the next one.
Paul! Just over the top. Now, we've got to find a halfway house now.
Not that you'd know I'd done it an awful lot today. Appalling. My shooting today was dreadful.
Chase it, bang. OK, still too slow. I've still got to get you to speed it up a bit.
I've only done this about 500 times. That's just mournful. My mates will be laughing at me. It's rubbish.
OK, Ashley, Paul!
T never fired a shotgun in his life.
Chase it, bang.
Hey!
Perfect.
Third shot, dead on. Blast it to bits. Very good.
Paul! Get in.
Yes. Today was a good day. I spent, what, £3,000, I think, dead on, but I've got 4 fantastic English country house items with perfect provenance in untouched original condition. What I'm always looking for. Couldn't be better. We bought some brilliant stuff. We shot a load of shotguns. Top day. Very good.
Drew can come back at any time, as long as he brings some money with him and he gets serious about the prices. Be very glad to see him.
The pieces we got were great, but I did pay up for them. You know, I didn't get them for nothing.
He was very keen today, wasn't he? He was sharp with his bartering.
He was sharp on his prices today, but he wasn't wrong. Do you fancy going shooting again?
Oh, yeah.
I'd go every day.
To be honest with you, I'm a bit worried about shooting with you because I have a funny feeling you're going to shoot me at some point or another.
Well, that's going to happen sooner or later.
So part of my everyday task now is to go clay pigeon shooting?
Ideally, yeah.
Drew and T have just completed a successful trip to Maunsell House in Somerset.
Cheers, Ben. See ya.
But before heading home, they're going to call in at an old contact of Drew's in Cranley, Surrey.
You are going to meet one of my heroes.
Really?
Yes, you are. A guy called Charles Brooking. Charles runs the Brooking Collection, and it is the best resource stroke museum for architectural fittings, window furniture, door furniture, fireplaces, architectural elements and carvings in Britain.
From the outside, this looks like any ordinary house in a suburban street. But behind the facade, it's anything but ordinary. The Brooking Collection is the only one of its kind in the UK, preserving over 500 years of British building details.
And actually formally started the museum idea when I was 13, and I rescued all these items from demolition sites, buildings being altered. And it is, in fact, now a major teaching collection. People can come and see, say, a Georgian window of 1780 or a 1930s Crittall window if they're restoring or want to learn about the period.
The collection has been a labour of love for Charles and is a charity. Today, he's hoping to raise some much-needed funds.
I've dug out some interesting bits for Drew, really quirky bits that are not part of the collection. I've been trying to get Drew down here for years. This is amazing to actually get him down here after nearly 10 years. It's super.
There we go. Oh, this here it is on the left.
That one's. Charles,
at last. Good to
how are you
see
doing?
You. This is years, hasn't it?
This is
Hello.
T.
How are you? This is just my teaching collection.
This is it. You'll love this. Amazing.
We're going to learn.
You're going to learn a lot. Learn a lot. Can we have a look around, Charles?
Yes. After you.
Thank you. This is look at this. Wow, is this like the history of windows here?
I've taken the story of the window roughly from around about 1500 right the way through.
You've been collecting this since you were a child, haven't you? With your nanny, I remember you telling me.
Numbers on gates in South Cheam. My father was horrified at cocktail parties. What's your son interested in? Numbers on gates. I'm trying to get interested in football and cricket.
To see what Charles has done here today, properly in the flesh, it's better than I thought it was. It's quite incredible the store of knowledge he's had in this one single room. And if it wasn't for Charles, there wouldn't be any of these. That's what you have to imagine. All this is gone. All this is in a skip.
These salvaged pieces of British history are here for visitors to view and to learn from. That's why Drew wants to contribute to the collection.
I brought you something.
Really?
And I don't know if they're going to be of interest to you. I'll be able to tell within the first 10 seconds whether these are of interest to you. If you have seen them before, I'd like to know where.
OK.
Right, they're very boring, aren't they?
I have seen them before, many times, asylums.
Yes. Phosphor bronze?
Phosphor bronze.
What age?
20s, 30s.
Bet you've never seen those, though, have you?
Good gracious, no.
No.
Where are they from? The Rolls-Royce factory?
That's what I think, but I don't know.
I think they are. Well, that's the...
There you go.
That's amazing. I mean, I've seen these many times, but never with this sort
really common handle, one of my favourites. But there you go.
What a marvellous gift.
Well, when I first saw them, I thought, oh dear, been there, done this. A pair of ordinary asylum knobs or office knobs. And then I saw the monogram. I thought, by Jove, they're Rolls. They really are important. So I was over the moon.
I'll show you the Crittall window collection, or the steel window collection.
Yeah.
Now, people think I'm completely nutty doing this, but there's no other record of the factory-made window that evolved from the 1880s onwards and continued right up to the 1970s in existence. And I preserved here, this is only a tiny bit of it, the history of the factory-made window. And I'm still thought of as a nutcase preserving them. But there's got to be a record of this form of window type because they're going so quickly. Everyone's ripping them out. They are drafted, they do rust. But they, you know, if they're well maintained and they can be double glazed internally, they should be kept. I mean, it preserves the character of the house. And this is what I'm preaching.
The fenestration of a building.
I know.
People don't understand that the windows were designed with the building. And as soon as you take the windows out, you've lost the whole look of the building.
The eyes of the building.
Exactly.
I have a terrible battle with people. And when I go on site, and they say, what do they want them bleeding old cripples for, mate? Bit odd, isn't it? I said, I run a museum of them. Heap of bullshit.
Well, that's the important bit now, that this place is open to the public, isn't it? It's a resource now for people to come and use, and I think that's the really important thing that you've done. Anyway, let's have a look at some more, Charles.
Right, well, let me show you these bits I've got, which you might be interested in. Better cover it up because it rained last night. We dug these out yesterday. You've got underneath some globes by Erno Goldfinger from a building in Bow.
Erno Goldfinger?
Yes.
What's that made?
The architect.
Is that glass? No, they're plastic.
No, they're plastic. 1968 to 72 from Carradale House.
They're pretty fabulous, aren't they?
They're different, aren't they?
Yeah.
Great name by the designer as well.
These lights hung for 4 decades in an austere block of flats in the East End of London. The architect, Erno Goldfinger, was a key member of the British modernist movement. With some rewiring, these lights could sell for about £250.
When I first saw them, I thought, God, if they're glass.
No,
I'm not sure about those. Plastic lighting is something I hardly ever buy, but the association with that architect and that building, and I quite like them. I would say probably got some interest in these. I just need to get my head around pricing them in my mind now.
While Drew has a think about the lights, Charles steers him inside to the library.
Oh, this is it, the hub, is it? Nerve centre.
So basically, it's everything on this table.
Ah, you want to get rid of... There's more stuff here for sale as well?
Yes.
OK. I'd quite like the sign underneath
The sign, yes. Both sides on that one.
It says flatbread engraving.
Is that what it's called?
So
My mother had it
flatbread
done for a
engraving,
shop in Willenhall Street.
Yeah, and then, yeah, you're correct. What's that? So HM Customs and Excise. I love that. That's lovely.
I thought you'd like that.
I like that. It's a shame you can't show both sides, isn't it?
This 1920s engraved brass sign hung outside the tax office at Somerset House in London. It could sell for up to £200.
How much would you want for this one, Charles?
I mean, really, this is more, you know, you're the one who's the expert.
It's very commercial. Well, what would I pay for that? What would I pay? If that was at an antique fair and I was buying it, I would probably pay £100 for it. I couldn't see myself paying much more.
OK, well, look, I mean,
that's fair. The sign's got a lot going for it. It's pretty cool, and it's from a really well-known house, Somerset House in London.
Next, it's up to the loft.
Right then, so what have we got in here, Charles?
The desk, these.
These may be... There's a sort of Harlequin set, isn't it?
Yes,
really?
mixture.
Bits, they're just
20s, 30s, probably.
Yeah.
In the mid-20th century, these oak boxes held index cards, making them an essential means of record-keeping in offices. They could sell as a collection for more than £500.
So if we said 120 for all these bits.
That'd be super.
Is that all right?
Yeah.
When I photograph these from my website, I can just pile them all up and sell it as a collection. You know, they look good together and they'll retail well.
There's just one item left to negotiate.
The 2 lights outside that you showed me, I do like those. The more I've been thinking about them, they've just got such a good look anyway. Being plastic, I think I'd probably go to sort of 80 quid for the pair. It's not a lot, but they are plastic, and that is going to cause me a bit of a problem.
Yes, I mean, you've got... they're by an important designer, so it's quite interesting, but that's fine, yes.
Yeah, OK. If you go down to it, I'll start passing you stuff. How's that? I've spent more than I normally would on those items, but it's for a good cause, and it's for a cause I strongly believe in. It's a basic bit of our past that somebody needed to save.
Oh, it's been marvellous having Drew down after all this time. So pleased he's come down after 10, 12 years of promising.
So we've seen lots of lovely things, met a really nice fella, and we bought some stuff.
Yeah, and you've seen the collection, and I've seen the collection for the first time in the flesh.
It's quite an amazing collection, to be fair to him.
It's incredible, isn't it?
Yeah.
And I think he should be knighted for what he's done. In a couple of 100 years' time, they'll look back and go, thank God he saved all this stuff.
Having doled out their own New Year's honours, it's back to Conwy. Drew has much to reveal to Rebecca and the team.
Hello. Hello.
Hello, hello.
How you doing? We've been back to a friend of ours. Do you remember Sir Ben?
Oh, no.
Ben Slades? We went there again. He called us in. Look at that.
Bought himself a new BMX.
How lovely is that?
So cute.
The seat.
I know.
Gorgeous thing.
Drew's hoping to grow into it. One day.
His legs won't reach the pedals.
Isn't it lovely?
Sorry.
So this is a 19th century red leather ottoman button seat. Needs some repair. Gav, if you could just sort some better hinges. The hinges are rubbish on it. And just a general... Isn't that lovely? Country house. Fantastic country house piece.
Yeah.
How good's that? So it's English, 18th century, possibly earlier, oak dining table. Well, it's a kitchen prep table, probably in the day, but it would have been used for everything.
That's just a gem.
Isn't it?
Isn't it?
Wonderful. Some idiot has also taken a sander to it.
Mm.
So that's going to have to go to Alex.
So the table goes in for repairs. And next out of the van, it's the haul from Charles Brooking.
Here we go, Ollie. Slightly unusual one of these. And these came from a designer who I should know about, but I didn't. And he was called, is it Arne Goldfinger? Erno Goldfinger?
Don't know.
They look like a big holophane, don't they?
Yeah.
But they're plastic. But they came from a fantastic building as well. And he's a very, very well-respected and well-known 20th century designer.
And we're going to do some research on those. I actually haven't heard of the designer either. Unusual. Strange, but looking forward to finding out a bit more. Yes.
Yep. So they've made that one, I think.
So you hated them?
I do. Well, no, I love the H&M Custom Textiles. They do such a good job, and they're all so pleasant and lovely. Just flatten that corner there, Gav. Quick wipe. For sale.
Thought we could use it as a doormat to wipe our feet on.
After such a large haul from Drew's trip, the team goes straight to work. Ollie, the electrical engineer, gets started on the globe lights.
So we'll just open this up and make sure there's no burning of the control gear.
He inspects all the internal components, looking for broken or burnt-out parts.
So that all looks in reasonable nick.
After a quick polish, the pieces are put back in place.
Switch that on now.
And there you go.
That's hung up in a loft of a bar or somewhere. Look quite nice.
Now they're ready for Larry to photograph. The oak table has been handed over to Alex, the French polisher, who starts repairing the frame.
We just need to pop some new pegs in to hold all this cracked oak together, stop the movement, and get it tightened up before we fix the top back on.
He drills the holes from the inside to hide the repairs and applies expanding glue to the pegs and the holes.
And as the glue starts to foam up and expand, I hope to see it coming out from all areas of the table. Now we're going to take the clamps off and just see if the legs set solid. Give it a wobble. Yeah, that's bomb-proof now. So that couldn't have gone better, really. So we'll just take the glue off, clean it up a bit, and then it's ready to go. There we go. So this is the drawer that Drew's bought with the table. Doesn't quite look 17th century, but we'll check it fits, and if it's the right fit, then we can make a copy of it, make it look nice and early. So yeah, that's a good fitting drawer. So now we're just going to copy it to those dimensions, but we'll do it in the keeping of the table.
Drew and T are back on the road for their next expedition, and this time they're meeting a new contact.
We're off to see a guy called David Dent, who runs Dent and Sons, and they do skip hire. They used to do demolition, and because of the access to stuff that they've had over the years, they're now going to go into the architectural salvage business.
They're travelling from Conwy, Wales, to Wormley, a commuter village north of London.
The best thing is, he's given us a heads up and says, come on in and have a look, and nobody's been in there.
David and his brothers have decided to sell the salvaged items they uncover in their skips. They're just getting started, and Drew is their first customer.
He's actually quite privileged in as much as he's going to get a chance to have a look at our better quality items before they go on general sale to anyone else.
If nobody's been through the place, we could get very lucky here today. Fingers crossed. Because the big yard is in a good area, it'll have stuff coming in every day, but I'm looking for the little diamonds in the rough.
Yeah. Yeah, do you think this might be the place?
Yes, I like the look of it already. Put this on, man. Hello.
Hi, Drew.
David, how you doing?
Yeah, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
Hi,
How you doing?
You right? Nice to meet you.
Well, look, thanks for calling us. Very grateful. I believe you've got the salvage yard sort of set up, but not open yet.
No, we've been accumulating stuff for quite some time.
All right, great. Well, look, I'd love to see what you've got going so far.
A new salvage yard like this is a potential treasure trove and an opportunity to build a contact that will continue for years to come.
I can see a couple of bits already that are of interest to me. There's so much stuff around here, David, that I like the look of. Is that wood? What is it? No. These, spotted these straight away. You've got lots of these. Do you know how many you've got of these?
To be honest, I don't.
Quite a lot of them.
Around.
I do like them. They're very simple, but I quite like them. What sort of price are those, then? They're only just coming into the sort of thing that I'll buy now, because they were sort of even me 3 or 4 years ago wasn't buying stuff like this, and now it's very trendy at the moment. Some of it, but needs a lot of work.
These everyday beach chairs were cheap and plentiful in the 1930s. They're hard to find in good condition, so their value has climbed. Once polished, they could sell for around £35 each.
Price-wise?
£10 each.
£10 each. All right, yeah, for tenner, we'll take them all at a tenner, and we can just restore all this up and get it to match. And I'm thinking I'm going to have to pay about £12 to £15 each. Ask Dave, he comes out with a tenner. He's left a load of profit in it for me. First deal out the way, and a bargain for me, to be honest. OK, fine, we'll dig through those later. I don't want to stop. There's too much to see. Usually, the best shed, as everybody's got one, is reserved till last. This time, we go straight in. Instantly, I start spotting items straight away, and there's an awful lot for me.
I think you should buy me that for never ever paying me. Yeah.
Beer will change the world. I don't know how, but it will.
Unfortunately, T, there's no beer behind it.
Yeah, I'm going home.
Like these. How many have you got? Have you just got the 3?
Just the 3.
Oh, that's a shame. That one's been over-painted. They were green underneath this originally. I'd have to strip all that off.
These workshop chairs were made in the 1940s by an English company called Evertort, manufacturers of quality office furnishings to this day. These are a bit small and need a good polish, but they could fetch about £250 each.
I appreciate there's a bit of work in them, but I know they are quite sought after. I'd want, for the 3,
Drew and T are at a brand new salvage yard in Hertfordshire. They're Dent & Son's first customers.
You can see a couple of bits already that are of interest to me.
Drew wants to buy these workshop chairs.
Like these.
But can he and owner David Dent agree on a price?
I'd want, for the 3, £120.
For the 3? Yeah. There you go. Again, no, I'll have those.
Thank you.
It's that thing I'm always looking for, so it's a beautiful, basic piece of design which is done really well. And these have got a real edge to them, and I really like them.
The day is turning out to be a huge success, and all thanks to this one shed.
What about those?
They're from
Alloy.
Theatre, cinema, not theatre, cinema frontage, where they used to have the...
Oh, they say the movie name.
Yes.
I wondered why they had those on. I've never seen those before.
They'd slot in, and then they could be easily changed. Obviously, the films changed every week.
In the 1950s, these alloy letters would have been prominently displayed to attract the cinema goers. Today, they're popular as quirky design pieces. With such a large quantity on hand, they could be a very good buy. Each letter is worth about £25.
What would you want for the pile? I don't want to get into counting them, really.
No.
Give us a ballpark figure. You got a D over there?
150 quid.
150 quid for the lot?
Yeah. Probably getting on towards 670, £2, £3 a letter.
Okay. Thanks, no, we'll have those. Made me giggle anyway, too. These are not going to be very expensive items each to buy, but their sheer volume will make these a very profitable thing for us, and everybody wants their name up in lights. You know, they do. Those little letters, they always sell.
David is turning out to be a great new contact, and Drew is not done yet.
There is so much stuff in here. Look, Willow. Nice distressed mirror.
That distressed is sending flares out.
Distressed is good. Ideally, you want them not like that square, you want them sort of landscape.
Yeah.
That's what everybody wants. They just lean them in the corner of a room and it sort of looks really pretty.
The mirror is late 19th century. It's been left outside so long that the frame is beyond repair. It will be expensive to reframe. But the distressed glass plate is appealing, and the final price could be up to £850.
This type of mirror, it's not a really, really old one. I'll happily pay £40 for it. So it's just the mirror that I want. I don't really want the rest of it. Yeah.
Well, seeing as I've had it for a while and I've not been able to move it on, I'll take your £40.
40 quid, yeah. No, that's fine. We'll have that one. It looks nuts. I'm buying a mirror you can't really see your face in. To me, it's much more desirable for one that's perfect. It's getting that middle ground.
The shed thoroughly investigated. David has one last thing he wants to show Drew.
These are a couple of vehicles that my brothers have been restoring.
Hello there. Hi, how are you doing?
Yeah.
Fine, thanks.
Wonderful. Oh, it's a flathead.
Hello.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3. 6-cylinder flathead. So what's this? What's this, a GMC? What's this?
A Dodge.
A Dodge?
Dodge one, yeah.
How old is it?
Dodge weapons carrier, this is. 1943, this one.
Wow.
Drew can't resist going for a quick spin.
Oh, it's not as heavy as you think.
It's not bad once you get rolling.
No, it's all right. I've never driven a big Yank vehicle like this. I've had a few CJ Jeeps.
Oh, yeah.
Big 4-litre left-hand drive manual ones. I've had a lot of those. Oh, God! I'm soaked. It's all gone down my back.
It's worth the money.
How was that?
Had an unexpected ending.
Are you buying it?
No, look. I'm soaked. I'm completely soaked, look. Hey, all the water was trapped on the roof and it all poured down the back. I'm drenched, look. I think we better get loaded up and get changed.
Yeah, OK.
Thank you.
We got a big wet Drew.
Look.
I don't really want to
Got a
look
wet bum.
Don't want to look at your bum. Serves you right for having fun.
Oh. Overall, a great day. I'm very lucky to get in here first, because if another dealer had been in here, he'd have bought all the stuff I bought as well. We've managed to stumble across an absolute little gold mine of things for me. All things I love and that I'm looking for every day. And they're all in a 20 by 20 shed. Perfect. Right, good luck with it.
Yeah.
Cheers.
Thank you, Drew. All the
See you
best.
again.
Lovely.
Take care.
Nice to meet you. Bye.
Wow, what a haul. That's not bad, was it?
Yeah,
not bad at all. I think we got a lot of quantity and quality there, all in one hit.
Yeah.
We can get all that lot back and into the shop straight away.
Yeah.
There's not a massive amount of work.
So all in all, a good day.
A very good day. Very happy.
After the long drive back to Conway, Drew is eager to show off his new finds.
Hello.
Hello, hello.
Ta-da.
Cool.
Aren't they cool?
Little.
You like these, Ollie? You don't have to put a plug on it.
Nice, I love them.
Electric chair.
Yeah. Fantastic.
Aren't they good? Let's get, there's loads more. We had a really good day, actually. These, Gav. They are piles of, can you guess what they're from?
The alphabet.
Very good. Cinema. You'd put all the names of the films or whatever.
That's fantastic. Colours, gorgeous. They're so peely paint. Great little find. Oh, fab.
Isn't that lovely?
Oh, hair's a mess.
And mine.
The distress mirror is really distressed, and that's what Drew absolutely loves. It's a great size, a really good size, and we're low on stock on mirrors at the moment.
Later, the ever-taught chairs are given a quick polish by Gavin.
Just going to clean it up and then wax it. Wax the seat.
The cinema letters are ready to be photographed. And Drew gets a first look at the table he worked so hard to buy from Sir Ben. It's now fully restored.
Beautiful. Perfect. Unfortunately, perfection costs quite a lot of money, and it was an awful lot of money to have this put right. New drawer from old timber, old handle, resecured all the legs, woodworm treated, levelled, strengthened underneath and repolished. This table is now going to retail for the high 3,000s, early 4,000 pounds. It's a rare beast. I'm extremely happy with it because if I went to auction to buy this, I'd probably have to pay close to 4,000 for it. But the best thing about this is it's fresh to the market. It's not been round the trade. It's fresh. That's good. Alex has done a superb job, but it's absolutely bang on now. Perfect.